Oi, 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 oi. Big up, everyone. We've made it to the end of the week at bloody long last. It's Friday, which obviously means only one thing. A late call-in show. Yeah, apologies for that. I've delayed it a couple of times. I was on with Lee. Absolute legend, that is Lee Gunner. And since I was on that stream, as you may be able to see in the title, we managed to reach 1K at long bloody last. That's it, man. That's it, man. Absolutely buzzing with that. We've been putting the graft in over the last sort of couple of weeks and all of that, or probably the last couple of months more than anything, pushing out more content, doing some more shows, getting the consistency up there and all of that. So, man, we gotta say a massive, massive, massive thanks to this world class chat, because if you're not in here, coming and following all the guys and watching all of us, we're just four dickheads talking backstage on a computer. Do you know what I mean? So, man, it's absolutely love to all you boys. And let's run through the chat before we get the wonderful world-class panel in. And then we'll go do some Mikel Arteta mudding and some Odegaard mudding, because, I mean, come on, man, they deserve it, don't they? Big up to you, brother. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat, I think. But big up to you, man. Absolute love, as always. Gavin, getting a regular now. Big up. Congrats on the 1K. What a geezer. Lawrence, you cheeky bastard. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Lawrence. Aaron. Jesus, he's saying. Yeah, this Lawrence. Cheers, mate. Jesus, you've delayed this stream more times than fucking British Rail does in a service. Cheers, Lawrence, mate. To getting the old jabs in there. Thank you very much, mate. Anytime. Yeah. You're grinning your fucking face off, mate. Yeah, cheers, fella. We got a bit of Joseph in the building. Big up to you, brother. OG in the building and all of that. Big up Luca as well, Big Geezer. Big good friend, top man now. Big up, man. And yeah, this is what we're saying, bruv. Yeah. De Jong, road to 5K. I mean, let's we'll get to 2K first, but yeah, 5K is a target, of course. And my sweetheart is in the building. Chief Mod, numero uno. My sweetheart, Mama Flossie. What a girl. We're the lads. Congratulations on the 1K sub. So thank you very much, man. Well deserved. Listen, big up to you. And evening, people, 13 times. Yep, 13 times we won the league. Big up to you. Going live now. Yeah, better late than never. Patron Blancos. Big up to you. I'm assuming you're from Sam's, possibly. Big up, man. Big up the Blancos. We got my brother Dazza in the building. He sits next to me, by the way, at the Emirates. Big up to Dazza. Big up, congrats on hitting 1K. Yeah, big up to you, man. And my girl, we've got two phenomenal girls in the building. We got a bit of Madupe. Congratulations on the 1K, my girl was saying. All the way from NYC. May I just add this lovely lady. All the way from NYC. Big up to you, my girl. Thank you very much for the support as well. It's always greatly appreciated. We've got a bit of DJB in the building as well. Come on, DJB. The legends are pulling up, mate. The legends are pulling up, man. I'll get to the panel in just 2 seconds. I'm just going to run past this world-class chat, and then we'll get going, man. Ace says, big up to you, brother. Big up to you, man. DJ Crane in the building. What an absolute legend. Sam as well. Jason Carter. Big up to you, brother. Lee Bell. Big up to you, my man. Got Sav in the building, geezer. Top man. Natster as well is pulling up. Darren Sullivan. The link will be going in the chat very, very, very soon, by the way. And we got Oliver in the building as well, man. Right now, we'll get over to Carl. That's it. Go on, mate. Yeah, go on. Yeah, pull it, bro.
Can I just say to that girl from New York City? I've got a T-shirt.
Yeah, my girl. Go on, mate.
Yeah,
I love NYC. Yeah, that's it. All the way from Los Angeles to NYC.
From Cockfosters to LA to New York City.
Yeah. You know it. Yeah, you know it. NYC in the building and all that. I'm sure she'll be double appreciating all of that. But yeah, man. Let's go. Let's get this in the building. Carl, man. So I want to start this off, yeah. We go out embarrassingly. It's a shambles. We all knew it was going to happen on Wednesday night, but it still doesn't stop it from hurting, does it? It still doesn't stop it from hurting. But then guess what? To double down on the pain that Arsenal FC always constantly give us, guess what happens, everyone? We get to watch Spurs, Manchester United, and then we get to see Chelsea get to European finals straight after, just to add insult to injury, just to kick us in the bollocks, just to hit us when we're down. We get to see all our rivals getting in the European final. Wow, supporting Arsenal, I know weren't always going to be a joyous ride. It's football. But Cole, bruv, this is starting to be painful now, isn't it, man? Absolute painful. What do you reckon on all of that, bruv? Kick in the bollocks and then a punch in the mouth, isn't it?
Let's break it down, shall we? Liverpool have won the league. Newcastle have won the Carabao Cup. Chelsea, they're in the final in the Conference League. They play Real Betis. They might not be able to win because, as we've already said, when Spanish teams make European finals, international finals, they 100% of the time usually go on and win it.
Yeah.
Then there's the Europa League. Tottenham and Man United. I'm trying to meet two exes that you don't really want to meet, but you got to do it through mediation. You got to do it. It's horrible. And then you got Man City having their worst season in recent memory, but they are 90 minutes away from winning the FA Cup. Or Crystal Palace, that man, who, by the way, have never won the FA Cup in their entire freaking existence. 5 teams are going to end up with trophies this season. They're going to end up better than what we've managed to eclipse this season. It doesn't make it worse that we haven't won anything. It makes it even flipping worse. Not only Tottenham have an opportunity of winning a European title, but little Crystal Palace might actually win a trophy before Super Duper Mick does. And Glasner's been in that job, 18 months?
Well, it's embarrassing, bro. When's it going to stop, Carl? When's the fucking embarrassment going to stop, bro?
It won't, mate. Unfortunately, we know this manager is staying put. This manager is staying put for this season. We know this. And as much as we can continue to bang the drum on, he has to go. The We Tried FC parade bus. You know? Looks like one of Reg Varney's buses he did on one of the buses.
What's that?
Butler, you made my day.
Oh, you give me flashbacks, my old man. God rest your soul, Dad. But this is going to continue on, mate, until this manager gets sacked eventually. What I found out whilst I was on Northside stream, big up Northside, by the way.
Yeah, big up Northside.
Was that Berta was there during that first leg against PSG, but Josh Kroenke wasn't there. This is the semi-final of the Champions League. And our owner, well, rather the owner of the Sun, but who rather runs the football club now, he wasn't there, but Berta was. Something is screaming to me one of two things, gentlemen, and that's this. Either Josh Kroenke really doesn't give a shit about this, or he's literally gave full control to Berta to sort it out. And I hope it is the latter. Because if it is the latter, there may be some conversation down the line. I actually generally do hope, mate, that Berta actually has a few conversations with a few of the Arsenal players just to see what they have to say about it all. Say, like, he talks to Declan Rice, talks to Gabriel Magalhaes, talks to Leandro Trossard, talks to the players that he knows that could be a pillar in this football team, that knows if they could have the mentality to take this team further. He won't ask someone like Calafiori or Havertz or Jesus or Fabio Vieira or whoever the hell it is, right? Because they'll just be yes men. They'll just agree to whatever Arteta would say.
Yeah,
We've reached a point now where it can't continue, but we know we're stuck with him. And a lot of people have been saying that, it's now all the pressure's now on Berta to actually get these players in. He's had 750 million over 5 years to sort this, to restructure this team out, and yet we are still missing pieces all across the pitch. And don't even get me started on the bench. The bench is non-existent. Shambles. Shambles. I don't just. Berta needs to look. I hope Berta makes the right side. I hope he buys Oyokores. I hope he buys Zubamendi. I hope he buys another left winger. I hope he buys about 5 or 6 players to help this squad, right? And gives Arteta all the ammunition in the world for them just to blow his own fucking head off when he doesn't win anything next season.
And that's what he needs, bro. He needs to get out, bro.
That's what we are. But here's the thing. Berta's not just going to get the player for Arteta. He's going to be having this in the back of his mind. Who can I get in that way? He's going to be here for this season, but he's going to be good enough for the manager. The new manager could come in the following season. That's kind of what he's going to be looking at as well. He won't just think about the short term. He'll think about the long-term project. And here's what I'll say as well. People say we keep Arteta in because he needs another year and this, that, and the other, how well he's progressed and so on. There's another part of this which is really worrying me. You look at Lewis Skelly has only been put in left back because he got forced to. He doesn't really play Ethan and Wembley. Ethan and Wembley, guys, since the start of the season, has played just over 800 minutes. That is not a lot for a kid of his age to get game time. Yeah. It is not. What worries me now is we do have some young talent in the academy. We do. One of which in particular is 15-year-old Max Dowman.
Yeah, he's a boy, mate, isn't he?
I'm not gonna use a Jimmy Savile reference here, but I do not want Arteta touching that kid. Because here's the thing: if you get someone like Inzaghi or Diego Simeone in there, they might actually look at this kid and go, "Actually, do you know what? You've got unbelievable talent here, and we're going to try and slowly graduate you in, and let's see what we got with you. And if you've got if you've got what we got, then you'll stay. If not, we'll sell you for a good price." That's what Berta will do. He knows when to sell at the right time, and if he sees someone that good, he will buy them.
Facts, brother. Facts, brother. Now, 100%, man. From the outside looking in, we got a bit of Sam Blancos. He's not feeling 100% himself today, but you know, he still rocks up. That's what we're saying. The community settings and all of that. Sam, big up, man. What do you reckon on all of this Arsenal mess, bruv? Before then, we'll roll obviously down to Lawrence. We'll get the legend DJB in, and then we'll get the doc in the house. We'll get the doc in the building. What we saying, Sam, bruv?
Pretty much what we all predicted. Let's just be honest, Aaron. We all predicted this crap, and it's come to fruition in it. Big up the panel, big up the chat, big up DJB as well. Hope you want me. And look, not only did he not mess up another season going trophyless, when he was interviewed by that journalist after the game, and the guy says that he had heard from the PSG bench that Arsenal were the better team over the two legs. Not only is he a bloody liar, but he is mad delusional now, and the arrogance is just beyond belief. And then you've got Enrique, the PSG manager, then coming out saying, basically saying, he's talking shit.
That's a joke, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, because again, it is a joke. PSG were the better side. And he's talking about, Donnarumma making some saves. Oh yeah, clown. That picture sums him up perfectly. If PSG had a clinical striker, mate, let's be honest, that first leg would have been done. It would have been wrapped up. So this guy clearly doesn't know what he's doing. And then he comes out and makes some more stupid comments. We were the best team in the Champions League this season. Mate, honestly, I don't know what is going on with you, but if you were the best team, you wouldn't have been knocked out like that. You wouldn't.
Facts.
The guy is so arrogant when he's achieved nothing. He's done absolutely nothing but to finish runners-up and be the nearly guy. He's basically Pochettino at Spurs, but even worse than him, Aaron, because Poch was never backed at Tottenham. He was never backed. This man has been backed.
Yeah.
This man has been backed, by the way, and still, messes things up. And then people want to say, let's get Zubamendi, let's get Victor Gyökeres, bruv. Victor Gyökeres, yeah? And Aaron, you know me, yeah? What's my nationality, Aaron? What's my nationality?
You're from Sweden, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm born here. Oh, so guess what?
Yeah,
Victor Gyökeres, long before anyone even knew about him, if Arteta gets his hand on Victor Gyökeres, bruv, he's going to make him look like an absolute useless scrub. Why? Because Arteta's game style and play doesn't fit him.
Nope.
If you want
Probably
him to
play him
go
left
Gyökeres-
back, bruv.
No, but it's not even just that, Aaron. If you want to play Gyökeres, you need to have players that puts the ball between the lines.
Between the defenders.
Yeah, exactly. So he can have much
Yeah.
space to run into. Arteta doesn't play like that. He's gonna have to make Gyökeres, score a lot with his head, which is not his best attribute. So all these people who want Gyökeres, Arteta is not the manager to have a striker like him. Arteta is a manager who needs a Sesko. That's his type of man. Because let's be honest, he just wants someone tall who can just nudge the ball with his head. Let's just be honest, mate. Yeah. People screaming for Isak, bro. He will make Alexander Isak look average, and not only that, he will make these players become injury prone as well. Look at the amount of injuries you guys have got ever since this guy's been in charge.
Bruv, it's ridiculous, Sam.
It ain't a
Mate, and
coincidence,
they're all the
man.
same injury. They're all the same
Exactly.
injury, bruv. That's the
Hamstring,
problem. They're all knee
hamstring.
injuries or hamstring injuries.
Hamstring.
All the same.
And that is not a coincidence.
Nah.
And look at it. And what DJB just said. If Timber plays and he goes down, he's going to get an injury. Look what happened. And look what happened in the PSG game. He went down and he took him off because he wasn't fully fit. And you can tell, like DJB said on Lee's channel, like you even said it as well, Aaron.
Big up the legend, that's DJ.
Yeah. Look at Saka. And look at Timber. Bro, these guys are not fully fit. They're playing with injections. Bro,
Facts.
that will cost them next season. That's going to cost them next season. Well, the guy's a clown. He's an absolute
Next season's
clown.
a fucking shambles, man.
And
Yeah,
do you know what it is? And Aaron,
and then I'll move on to Lawrence.
And one
Yeah?
last thing, Aaron.
Don't want to get
This
this
guy,
I want to get round, and then we'll go
genuinely,
for free for all. Yeah.
and do you know what it is, Aaron? This manager makes the way he's talking, the way he's behaving, he's making himself look unlikable now. Like people genuinely now are starting to not like this guy. People from outside. Why? Because of the arrogance and the way he speaks when he shouldn't be. Do you get it? When he's achieved nothing. So no, he's got himself to blame. And if Arsenal have anything about them, he gets sacked when this season ends. Simple. He should have been sacked as soon as the semi-final was done, but they're not going to do it. And
Facts. Yeah, no. It's facts, man. That's why it's always good to have someone like you on, Sam. One that talks facts, two that supports a fucking massive club with standards, and three, it's outside looking in, innit? We'll get to Lawrence now, and there's a point I want to bring up to DJB, and then I'll just get through the I think there's a super or two in there. I'll get to them in a second. Yeah, Lawrence, big up, brother. You've heard, obviously, roughly the angle, what we're talking about. I want to hear your say, bruv, because I'm assuming it's going to have the lines of something to do in that AKB top gooners in there, yeah? I'll let you take it away, my friend.
Oh, they're coming after me now because after the game on Wednesday, like I told you, Aaron, I said be prepared for the I told you so speech that I was going to put on Facebook. And as soon as I put that speech on Facebook, I've been attacked by all these pricks who think that this arsehole is bigger than the club itself. I mean, it's bad enough he thinks it's bigger than the club itself, but now they're coming after me. I'm not a real Arsenal fan. I'm a glory hunter. If I want to see trophies, I should go and watch Liverpool or Man City. Look where this arsehole has taken us. We finish second and third every season. You know, I've had all of this. And I told these pricks last Christmas what was going to happen. I said, wouldn't surprise me if we got dumped out of the FA Cup by Man United, because we've got a track record of sacrificing that competition early on. Okay? And we wear that shitty white kit at the same time.
Yeah.
And I said, we're going to get knocked out. And thanks to Odegaard's shit penalty and those two open goals that Kai Havertz missed, we got knocked out, right? I then said, don't be surprised if we get knocked out by Newcastle in the Carabao. That happened. I then said we would get knocked out of the... What?
We were embarrassed, weren't we? We weren't just knocked out in both. We were fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't lay a glove on them. And then I got one prediction wrong. I said we'd get knocked out of the quarterfinals by Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. And lo and behold, we put in the performance of the season against Real Madrid. So, all right, I hold my hands up. I was wrong with that. Okay. I then said we would have a little run where we would catch up to Liverpool, but we would blow it in the final weeks of the season. That's come true as well.
Almost like we know what we're talking about, Lawrence, isn't it? Almost like we know what we're talking about.
Obviously, I live on a different planet from these arseholes. You know, they've got Super Mick Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Like fucking hell, does he? He ain't got a clue himself. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You know, and why? And instead of playing North London Forever, they should play their circus music when the team comes out. You know, it's an embarrassment. Yeah, exactly. It's an embarrassment. And as I said, I said to these people, I told you so. This is what was going to happen, because he didn't get the players we needed last summer. He struggled to get 2 signings over the line, which we didn't really need. One of those signings, he spent more times in the treatment room than he has on the pitch. The other one, he doesn't know where to play him. He was playing as a false 9. Don't go out and get a proper striker. No, that's too much. He hasn't signed a proper striker since he got rid of Aubameyang and Lacazette. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And to bring up a point that Carl mentioned about the subs bench, why have we got 3 22-year-olds on the bench that he won't give a chance to prove themselves in the first team? At 22, you need to be establishing yourself, right? He won't play them whatsoever. Why are they on the sub bench if he doesn't trust them? I don't have any trust in this manager. A manager who thinks that we won 2 league titles while he's in charge. And I'm still looking for those 2 league titles. I mean, I don't know what universe we did that. We certainly didn't
probably
do
somewhere
it on
with
Earth, exactly.
Lawrence, they're probably with Odegaard's form somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And then it just goes missing. Where they fucking at? It's ridiculous, isn't it, bro?
And for him to then say what he said after the match, that Arsenal were the better team over the 2 legs, it just sums up this guy has a mental problem.
Yeah.
He's these AKBs, they wear these Arteta tinted specs that they can't take off. They stick their heads in the fucking ground because they can't face reality. They're like alcoholics. They're like drug addicts. They're like junkies. They deny. They won't admit there's a problem, but deep down inside, Aaron, they know there is a problem, but they can't come around to admit it because that will upset Mikel Arteta, and they don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go. Enough is enough. Taxi for Arteta. Arteta out.
Take him anywhere but in London. Well, that's facts, brother. Oh, I love it, man. That's what the channel's here for, isn't it? DJ D, I'll get you in right now because I want to. There's something I want to ask you specifically.
Yeah, no, go on,
Just before I do my old mucker, Peter De Jong, big up to you, brother. Always massively appreciated, man. Thank you very much for joining the world-class members here as well. The channel. You're cool. You come in for the first time. I think I met you over at Lee's. Do you know what I mean? You're coming in, putting in excellent stuff in the chat. You are welcome here, my brother, and appreciate it, man. And then we got Suge. Big up to Suge, all the way in Australia, mate. Big up to you, you generous so-and-so. Big up, man. Congrats on the 1K, he's saying. Listen, bro, thank you very much, man. We've all done it together. Every single one of you world-class so-and-sos in the chat, man. Big up to you. But, yeah, now, DJB, I want to ask you this, my brother, my right-hand man, my geezer. Arsenal have a very, 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 very pivotal little decision they've got to make, haven't they, my friend? And I've said this to you, I think, on stream yesterday, and I'll say it again now on this. And it's a question, and we can all put in our thoughts in it if we want. Arsenal now have a decision to make. Do they stick or do they twist? And by that, what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, girls and geezers? Do they stick with this manager and go that way, like Odegaard's passing? Do they go that way, like Odegaard's passing? Or do they want to go and move on, twist, and get a new manager? And finally hope we see progression.
Well,
They've got a decision to make, haven't they, D?
yeah, they've got a big decision to make, but unfortunately, what they've done is they've dug their own grave, really, by giving him another contract on extortionate wages. So they've got to justify why they've given him that contract. So I think they've got a sort of, they don't know whether to stick or twist with this one, because on the one hand, they're kind of paying him astronomical amount of money, third highest payer in the manager in world football. But on the other hand, they know that he's not done very good with their money in the transfer window.
Yeah.
I think this was a pivotal season for Mikel Arteta as to regards to justifying why the board put him on such a lucrative deal. Do you know what I mean? So, for instance, you know, they gave him the money to sign players. It then got to January. We needed to then strengthen. No one came in. Then we had all the kind of, he tried to sign Watkins and he tried to sign this one. I think the fact of the matter is, I don't think he had any money to spend in January. I think they pulled the sort of rug from underneath him on that one. I think they just sort of said, no, I'm sorry, but the club's move in a different direction. We've got to bring in Berta. And until we bring in the next sporting director, I don't think there's any money on the table. So I don't think he had any money in January. So now we're at the situation where we've got a squad that's just not good enough. We've got a manager that's in it, and his in-game management is clear for everyone after the second, when you saw it clearly in the second half against PSG, reverting to Wimbledon-style tactics. And for anyone that don't know what I mean by Wimbledon-style tactics, back in the day, Wimbledon just used to pump the ball long, played it up long, they had a big fella up front for the flick-ons and see what comes of it. They used to take long throw-ins and everything else. It worked for them because they played to their strengths. But we've got men like Partey, our top midfield player, coming out, throwing balls, launching balls into the box aimlessly to a striker that we've never even got. You know, it just goes from... It's an absolute shit show. So I personally think they're going to stick with him, unfortunately. What I think will happen is they'll give him one more window, which will be the summer. I think Berta will try and kind of work with him. I think he'll get his own way on a couple of signings. And then if it doesn't work out, then there's no excuses. I said all along that he'd be gone by Christmas. I still think he'd be gone by Christmas. If the results don't go our way early next season, I think they would have lost. I think they'll lose patience with him. It's just I'm just tired of it, man. I'm just tired of it. I was upset the other night. Like, it hurts, you know. And like me, Kenny Ken, people like that. It's not just a game of football that we lost. It's years and years and years of us being unsuccessful in Europe.
Yeah. This
goes back generations. The fact of the matter is, this football club has not achieved in Europe. So it ain't when you say about Tottenham and Man United in a European competition, it's the fact that we haven't won. Tottenham and Man United could potentially end up winning more European trophies than us.
Or
and a club like Arsenal, we need European success. So everything was hinged on this semi-final, and a lot of the fans don't realise. Unless you follow them, I followed them since 1972. My first game was against Manchester City at Highbury. We won 4-0. Yeah. And unless you have gone back that far and watched us in Europe. And then I was there against Parma, 90. You know, when we beat a brilliant Parma team, Alan Smith. And then since then, that's it. So unless you've kind of been through it over the years, and I'm not knocking anyone, you know, because everyone's different, but it hurts, man. I mean, that was a real fucking dagger in the back. That was real bad. And the sad thing about it all is when PSG scored in the first leg, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great new top, that is.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, I knew it was over. I just knew it was over after the first leg.
Big up, Lauren. Yeah.
You know, we had a team going to Paris on the back of a defeat against Bournemouth. We had a team going to Paris that hadn't really been doing well in the league. We had a team going to Paris with players that are injured, players that were knackered, and a manager that's run out of ideas.
And players that wasn't fully fit, DJB, as well.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
But they're going to stick with him, unfortunately, because they've got to justify his contract. And they're hoping he gets over the line.
Always hope, though, isn't it, DJB?
Always hope.
When does it stop being hope, for fuck's sake?
It will stop being hope when fans zap their ticket to go through the turnstiles and then zap back out again. So the stadium shows that you're in the ground, and then you've just walked out again. It will show when people stop buying crap out of the shop. Yeah, instead of jumping on the bandwagon and getting stupid things put on their backs like "be humble" and all this bollocks that you've seen all through the season.
A load of shit in it.
Yeah.
All these little cute sayings and phrases and all of that.
Yeah, exactly, right. It will stop when these fans stop lauding this guy up as if he's some messiah that's risen from the fucking dead. Yeah. He gets more protection than fucking the king. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And that's when it will stop. You've got to grow a pair of balls, you've got to look at the facts, and you've just got to say, what do I want for my club? Am I happy Arteta being bigger than my football club and no trophies? Or do I really, really need to make a stand and sort something out? Because I'm telling you now, the rot's setting in and the virus is spreading. And it's just going to get worse, guys. It's just going to get worse.
Yeah. Oh, boy, it was 7 inches as well. Big up. Bless up to you for being in here as well, brother. It's facts, man. You need to write like we done in Amsterdam. But the problem is you lot have standards over there. They won't take it at that club, bruv. What do? We ain't gonna riot. Instead of rioting, they're all clapping it. They're all clapping it, 7 inch, bruv.
Yeah, you won't get it because a lot of the fan base now is tourist. I would say about 25%, 30% are tourists. Right. Then you've got another sort of 20-30% corporates. People like all your corporates and people jumping on like your Piers Morgan Brigade and people like that, so 20% is that. There's 50%, 60% of your fan base. Then you've got your red members that give up their tickets and stuff for family and friends that only come once in a blue moon. And then you've probably only got about 25% of proper fans that have been going, and that's no disrespect to people that can't go, but what I'm trying to say is you've only got your real die-hard, hardcore fans. There's only about 25%.
Yeah.
And that's that is the reality. That's the situation. I don't know about you, Aaron, but I know someone's got to come in. But when I sit there in my seat, where I sit, I'm lucky to get the same people sitting next to me on a weekly basis. I get different faces rock up every week. Different faces rock up every week.
You're only 6 blocks down from me, aren't you?
Yeah, so because they're doing. They're putting their tickets on the exchange. They've tapped out. They only come to the big games. Like they was there against PSG. They was there against Real Madrid. But other league games, you know what I mean? It's madness, mate. It's absolute madness,
mate. I don't know what you were. I know you were there last game of the season. I say this all the time, and then we get the docking. I say this all the time, yeah. at the last game of the season last year, this is why, to bring it back to 7 inches point, saying about the rights and all of that. Last year, when we again failed, the competitions didn't win anything. At the end of the full time, when we mathematically lost on the last game of the season, all the fans, they didn't like me, probably like you as well, D. They didn't even take 2 seconds to just sit like that and just go, yeah, we've lost the league today. They were all just couldn't wait to get up and start clapping.
Didn't clap. They was all around me taking selfies and everything else. I was walking out the ground. I didn't even listen to his speech, Lee. I was walking out the ground. I walked out the ground. I couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to that crap.
It's like they'd won it, bruv. It was like they'd won it. I always say this same thing. I remember sat there and just looking around, looking around that stadium, looking back and then thinking, what a bunch of fucking losers all of you lot are.
That's what they are, Aaron.
I thought at least just sit in your seat for a minute, or at least even just a minute and go, just let it all sink in and just go, we lost the league today. But they weren't. They couldn't wait to fucking get up.
But this is the fan base he's created.
That's why we won't riot. I know.
But this is the fan base, though. The fan base that he has created.
They're a reflection of him.
A fan base that are just happy to be there. Go along, watch the game, have a few beers, buy the merch, be happy with a beautiful football, listen to his PR, listen to all the play the videos, all the training videos that you see now on the Arsenal website and wherever you want to see them. You can see all the Arsenal training videos, and this is what they've all bought into. But it don't win you trophies. At the end of the day, it doesn't win you trophies. And if Spurs win that Europa League, they're parading that trophy, open top bus, right past Highbury Stadium. How about that?
Mate, that's
let that sink in. Also, let something else sink in. If he gets more money this summer, that's £1 billion this guy's had to spend on this football club.
$1 billion?
Billion.
Will be, yeah. It will
be near on £1 billion since this guy's been in charge. And in that £1 billion he has spent to build this team, we're watching in the second half PSG long throw-ins and long ball by Raya.
Yeah, it's fucking it's no good, man.
And we've got a young kid on the bench in Wanyeri, the most attacking direct player that we've got when you need a goal, and he brings on Calafiori. Make it make sense. I don't know what they're watching. I really don't know what they're watching. But anyway,
it's a fucking joke, isn't it? It's a joke. How often do you say? Because obviously me and you done the match reaction in the last 10 watch along, brother, and we were sat there and we were like thinking, he's just brought off to win a game, to try and win a game, and he's bringing on 2 fullbacks. I mean, come on.
He doesn't try anything, does he? He doesn't try anything. He sticks to the same principle. Didn't try free at the back. Didn't try moving Martinelli in the centre. Trossard on the left. Didn't try taking his captain off. That's been woeful all season. That's not me just saying it, guys. Go and check it out. Go and look at his stats for the season. Look at Odegaard's stats. Honestly, you won't be able to sleep at night. Yeah. You won't be able to sleep. Go watch your captain's stats. Look at the assists. Look at the goals. Look at the forward passes he's made.
Pathetic.
You'll have nightmares. Seriously, go and look at them.
Pathetic, bro.
It's absolutely horrendous.
Carl, you need to bounce, don't you, bro? Your links in the chat. What you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, I need to bounce, mate. Early start in the morning. Big up to everyone. Sorry, I got off a little bit. No show tomorrow, but on Sunday, the return of the Arsenal anger management session will be back. I will be sending out invitations to the OG lot, so make sure you keep an eye on your Instagram accounts on that. And yeah, it's going to be difficult now, but I'll be plugging a lot of stuff. I'll be getting some stuff out as well. As I said, there's something
plugging some holes.
Yeah, there's some rendering that's happening on my download software at the moment. Hopefully that gets sorted because it freaking failed 3 times now and it's pissing me off. So hopefully I'll get that sorted. But yeah, big up to everyone. And it's buckle up. Civil war is almost approaching us. So
don't let the bastards grind you down, mate.
And we'll be there on the front line.
So, gentlemen, Chat, I bid you adieu. Mwah. Good
We
night.
go over the top.
He'll bid you adieu, not an edu though. You're not going to bid him an edu. We've already had enough edu, yeah.
Oh, I do. They do.
Yeah, he's not
What, the
bidding
car
us no
boot
more
salesman?
edus.
The car boot salesman.
The car boot, the wheeler dealer. Fucking hell, edu.
Right?
Right. So
There he is.
The
The
doc.
doc man.
The doc. How are you doing, brother? You're on mute. You're on mute, by the way, just in case you didn't know already. That's it. Oh, but listen, I'll look after the doc, man. If you look after me, doc, I'll look after you. An apple a day and all of that. Come on, brother. Keeps the doctor away, but I don't want to keep you away. Come on, what we saying? Big up for rocking up, mate.
Hey, big up for having me, and shout out to this legendary panel and everyone else here in the building. Make sure that you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and congratulations on 1K as well, man. Road to 5K, road to 10K, road to 100K. We will be there.
Of course we will, bruv.
I mean, I was calm the last few days. I am dead inside. There is no question of a shadow of a doubt there. But before I get into it, I actually had I had a first question I wanted to ask, to you, Aaron, and to you, DJB. I can only say so much because I'm a Yank, and I live across.
No. We don't do that.
No.
We don't do that here, bruv.
Friend.
We don't do that here, my friend. Your opinion is just as valid as anyone else's. To me, anyway.
I appreciate that, but I just wanted to at least preface that with saying, so ultimately, after we got bopped by by PSG in Paris, would it have not been the appropriate response to go to the Emirates the first thing the following morning and protest and call for Arteta's head?
It would, but unfortunately, Doc, you are not going to get. You're not going to get the fan base. You're not going to get the numbers. That's the problem. You won't get the numbers. You'll get minimal, absolute minimal to make any indentation. Ideally, in an ideal world, that would be great. If you feel that strongly, the best way to do it, as I said, the best way to do it is you're going to start getting banners at the stadium, empty seats. When the owners start getting hit in the pocket, that's why Wenger eventually, because the stadiums were emptying, the shop weren't taking any money. There was, it all started getting a bit septic, and that's the only way you can do it now. But it won't happen because, as Aaron will tell you, Doc, for every time you give up your ticket, there'll be someone taking it to go and watch the game. There'll be tourists, and I've got nothing against tourists. Everyone's welcome. I want to see new fans. I want to see Arsenal fans all over the world. That's what I want to see. I don't want to go to different countries and not see an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah, Lawrence, what's up?
But that's the reality. That's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Can I just say something about what you just mentioned, right? I don't know if DJB remembers this, but you remember that just before Terry Neal got fired, we lost to Walsall in the League Cup at Highbury.
Yes.
And all the fans left the ground and stood outside the main stand, the East Stand at Highbury, and yelled their lungs out to get rid of Terry Neal.
Yeah, we was down, and we were down we honestly we was all demonstrating on the. I mean, the Terry Neal was dark days, but he still got us to 4 finals. Yeah, but it was. Yeah,
dark. I don't play that away from him.
Was dark days. I've got to be honest, it was dark days, but
big up.
I mean, God, I mean, I just don't get.
And they did the same thing that the following game. We played West Brom the following Saturday. We had just signed Tommy Caton from Manchester City. West Brom beat us 1-0. And again, all the fans, when they left the ground, they stood outside the East Stand yelling for Terry Neal's head. Mm. And the pressure started to grow on the directors.
Yeah.
And then the following week, we lost to West Ham. And at that point, the directors realised they had to do something.
But
because
the
the fan
difference is
base was
then,
turning
the difference is then you had real fans. You
yeah,
didn't
exactly.
you didn't have you had proper fans in them days. You know,
Yeah.
you had fans willing to do that. This is what I'm saying. The fans nowadays are made up of so many different segments: corporates, tourists,
Idiots.
one-off fans, idiots,
Idiots.
people that just kind of, do you know what I mean? Are just happy to go along and watch football, which is fine.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But they take away the atmosphere.
But don't have a go at real fans like all of us lot and everyone in the chat. Don't ever go at our proper fans that want to win.
Yeah.
So
Aaron, can I just call this little
on, brother.
idiot in the chat out? This is Stefan Wills again, bruv. If we're all
yeah.
boring,
I
yeah,
think it's been time, but yeah, go on,
bro. If
You
we're
go.
boring and you don't like this channel, mate, go ahead and piss off. Yeah, AFTV is there, mate. Yeah, you can have a wank at them, bro. For them.
Who's that then? Who's that?
This
Yeah,
Stefan
yeah,
Wilson guy chatting absolute bollocks. Oh,
Yeah. His channel's on 24/7. You're all boring. Yeah, that's it. Once we've had
Invite him on, Aaron. Invite him on and see what he has to say.
Come on. Yeah,
Stay-
I'll personally invite him on actually if you want.
State of these people, mate. You don't like
Stephen
someone
Wilson,
when
you
you come
can
in
come
and
on,
watch it.
mate. Innit?
Go on,
You
Doctor.
come on. That's it.
Go on, Doctor.
Go on, bro.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, some of these people think that because I live in Los Angeles, I'm a Yank and that I follow the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I keep telling these people, right? Have you ever heard the saying about when somebody assumes something?
Big up that.
When you assume something, you make an ass out of you and me, and they just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
when somebody
more
assumes you
bro.
make an ass out of you and me,
Yeah.
and yet they still think I'm a Yank, you know.
Don't worry
no,
about it.
facts, bruv. Facts, man.
I'm not worried about it. I just pity them.
Yeah.
So I suppose like the reason why I had asked
Go on,
that question originally
bro.
was because I mean like so certainly to your point, DJB, and I was that was actually going to be a point that I was going to hit on is that billionaires and plutocrats, they only have one sole vested interest when making investments into things like professional sports teams, and that is to make money. And Stan Kroenke had said it specifically back in 2016, I think it was, like when he had acquired full ownership. I did not buy Arsenal to win trophies.
No.
So we
Said it.
right,
Said it.
verbatim, right out of his mouth. So certainly to your point, you know, it needs to be a massive financial boycott, like of the club, like whether it be going to games, whether it be introducing tumbleweed settings at the Armory, doing everything to hit their pockets, because as you say, like there will not truly be any change until they are personally feeling it financially. So
100%, mate.
So I totally recognize and agree with that 100. However, flip side, while I also concur that there's probably not going to be the numbers that rather like in the thousands like at the Emirates protesting, I certainly expect that just because some fans have not reached that stage psychologically or cognitively. Whether they ever will is a completely different story. But I think as well, like even just the visibility of it, because oftentimes just like any protest, like people are hesitant to go outside simply because they think that they will be the only ones outside doing it. And so and sometimes we just need people setting an example, going there, because that will also inspire them to say, you know what, I'm not the only person thinking this. I want to do the same thing, backing my club, trying to raise the standards of why we had moved to the Emirates and destroyed Highbury to begin with. So I've been taking a few notes, kind of wanted to run through with them. So big up to my man Blancos, believe my Yorkshire brother, right? Am I recalling that correct? From Yorkshire, or maybe it's a different Sam. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of someone else. My apologies, but big up to you.
That's all right. No worries.
Nah, I'm from Sweden, bro. But big up to you.
Sweet, all right, big up. So so you were talking about like the delusion and arrogance, that Mikel Arteta has, right? It's textbook, right? It's something
crazy.
It's something out of psychology 101, like no shadow of doubt.
Doctor, did you hear what he said? Did you hear the shit he was saying after the game?
Something about being like the best team like in the competition, being like the best team like out of both legs for I think like 160 minutes.
And then the PSG bench apparently have said the same thing. And then Enrique said that the guy was lying. Bro, the guy's a liar, bro.
Yes, straight up liar. But but to a point that you may have brought up as far as why does he not admit any type of fault or assume any type of responsibility, right? This all goes back to that psychological disorder of narcissism, because any blemish in the armor, anything that would somehow dispute the infallibility that Mikel Arteta holds, it would suddenly that would be the straw that would break the entire camel's back. Because as we know, and I know I'm going to keep saying it until the cows come home, no other manager or head coach across any sport, truly any sport throughout its entire history of the sport ever existing, no other manager has been financially backed this much, given the amount of time, money, patience, unquestioned authority and support, to then spend over 750 million pounds over 5 years, 1-0, somehow got a pay raise and still kept their job.
Yeah. You couldn't write it, could you?
You could not write it. Exactly. So I challenge anyone, truly, you find me another manager across the history of all sports, going all the way back to the Aztec Empire, if you want to. I swear down, truly, go back through all levels of human history. Find any other example that has been supported this much, and the fact that his most diehard Arteta sexuals, they are so emotionally invested in this, in the fantasy of him getting over the line,
and ex-players that played for the club,
and that is arguably one of the most disgraceful aspects of it. People,
they're just as bad.
Smith, for example, I had heard Alan Smith on Sky the other night.
You got Alan Smith, you had Ray Parlour, and then the biggest one was Darren Bent saying he's not interested in the FA Cup because we've won it more. We've won it so many times.
And Martin Keown as well.
And Martin Keown. You don't.
He's one of the worst. He's one of the worst.
What I'm saying is, it gets to the stage where you can't blame these fans that want Arteta in, because they're listening to people that they've grown up watching in their era say all this about the manager. So, do you know what I'm saying? This is where it's going wrong.
And DJB, they don't have to abuse the manager or anything, but they can just say he's not good enough, he needs to move on. They don't need to even abuse the guy.
He's not good enough.
Yeah, and you're not asking for them to abuse the man or anything like that.
No, absolutely. No. You're just asking them for their professional opinion. It's true what the doc says. This is.
But they want a gig. Yeah, but they want to work for the club. They want a gig at the club.
Yeah.
There's a reason Henry and Petit, you don't hear their voices like that. Why? Because
no. You'd never get Petit rock up.
Yeah, or Henry. Why? Because they say it as it is. Yeah, they say it as it is. At the end of the day. And this is why I say, if you work at the media and you're going to behave like that, bro, I can't take you serious anymore. I can't take you serious.
Tony Adams is hardly anywhere near the club. They won't
why? Because Tony Adams
best captain we've ever had.
Legend.
Bergkamp as well. Do you think Bergkamp would accept this kind of crap? He wouldn't do it, would he? Let's be honest.
So
it's ridiculous.
So I wanted to bring up a point that Lawrence actually had brought up. Where there's this Arteta sexual narrative that's already been proven wrong already at this point, time and time again. You could not beat this dead horse carcass any further, right? They all say, "Look where he's taken us. Look where he's taken us." As if we're coming from the slums of, I don't know, Mumbai or something. I have no idea what they are trying to express. It's absolutely nuts. But I'll tell you this, right? They say, we were languishing mid-table. We were so far out of our depth. X, Y, and Z. I'm here to tell you this in case any of you mutants, Arteta sexuals, or any of you rectal cavity enthusiasts. I'm here to tell you right here and now. All right. He's had 750 million pounds over 5 years and 10 transfer windows. Anyone who is given that bandwidth, that's the bare minimum. But even furthermore, we did not spend over $750 million to compete. We did not sack Wenger to compete.
No, but Doctor, watch out though.
Yeah.
They're going to blame injuries.
We didn't leave behind either. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Doctor, watch out. They're going to come at you with the injuries because you're the only team that gets injuries now, apparently.
That's right. Because I suppose that every other team have physios from the 22nd century, who have been able to cure, leg breaks, hamstring injuries, like ACLs, with the snap of a finger. It is absolutely it is. Again, they will go to all extents of the earth to try and find some type of excuse that will not only coddle their feelings, but will also try to lift up and maintain the fantasy facade that they are trying to hold for Mikel Arteta. So again, look where he's taken us. He has done absolutely nothing that no other manager couldn't have done, given the same amount of time, money, and resources, and even furthermore, an experienced manager with that time and money and patience and unquestioned support and authority, they would have gotten over the line. You give Emery all of that, we are winning multiple honors back to back consecutive. You give Wenger £750 million. We're winning the quadruple. I'm fucking sorry. I'm just saying right here and now.
It'd definitely be winning trophies, wouldn't it, Doc?
Aaron, do you know what it is? Aaron, that argument that look where you got us from. Do you know where that argument actually you can make the argument for? Eddie Howe, Newcastle, because they were in a relegation battle. They were going to get relegated. Yeah, that I can hear it, but wasn't. But that's not the case with Arteta. That's not the case.
So I just have two more points, and I swear I'm.
Yeah. Then we're getting that through.
So to like Lawrence's point, about getting him a taxi. Man doesn't even deserve a taxi. Throw him in the back of a cargo hold, send him on a one-way flight to San Sebastian by way of The Hague, and try him for crimes against humanity.
He's crazy, man.
He's a criminal, bro. He's an absolute criminal. No. Go on. I'll let Dr. Seymour finish because then I got to do it properly, like on this occasion. But go on, Seymour.
Yeah. Let the dog finish, and then you cook.
So going back to the point of Arteta's time being nigh, I truly think that it is much closer than we believe it to be, and I think one of those tall tale signs is bringing in Andrea Berto, because if the Cronkies were pleased and if they were content with how things were going, they would have promoted Jason Ato, and Jason Ato, that was who Mikel Arteta was vouching for. And I'm not sure how many people know about Jason Ato, but if you recall during COVID, when we had released all of our prime scouts, like for example, Francis Kagayao, who was a notorious scout for us, like who had recruited in a lot of top players for us, people like him and others in the scouting staff, they were kicked to the curb so that people like Jason Ato could be retained at the club. So when I see people like Tim Lewis and Richard Garlick, and Tim Lewis, they've been with the Cronkies now like for a very long period of time. Like he is pretty much, like their like right hand man for Josh. The fact that they were advocating for Berto and Mikel was advocating for Ato, that already tells a sign that there is a rift. Let me ask you this as well, like before I finish up, how many photos have you seen of Berto and Arteta together?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's kind of spooky. I don't know.
Great point, bro.
Kind of spooky. So there was also this one idea, and I'm gonna close up on this. There was one idea that I had seen in Curtis Shaw's chat many moons ago, and big up to the C Unit community. someone was trying to figure out how to rent a plane that can hoist a banner, as they fly, and basically fly over the Emirates, calling for Arteta out, Kroenke out. So I think that there are creative ways of getting around this, and I think as well, visibility is absolutely critical.
I mean, just bouncing off of that though, I think the longer it goes on, that's the levels it's going to get to. It will happen. Yeah. It will happen because he thinks he's bigger than the club, but he's not bigger than the club, and eventually it will cave in. Eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
I don't think
just quickly. Sorry, just quickly. One sec, Lawrence. One sec. Sam's got to go. It's just a tiny little bit under the weather. Sam's link is in the title. I'm to cut you, Lawrence, just 2 seconds. Sam, shout your thing out, brother. Cheers for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, big up. No, I'll have a video out for the we're playing those scumbags Barcelona again now, and we're gonna get ready. And I dare this manager to lose 4 times on the spin against them, because otherwise I'm gonna lose my head. But now,
it's a big game, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll jump on next 5 minutes. Yeah, by then I should be able to help. DJ B, Dr. Lawrence, be safe, everyone. Yeah, and the chairs will be safe.
Yeah.
Big up, my friend.
Bless up, man. Bless up. Yeah, 100, man. That's it. That's the dedication, bro. Still, it doesn't feel too great, but still wants to come on. And Sam's always welcome on this channel, man. I like it. It's always nice to have another fan on. Do you know what I mean? Especially one that talks sense. Once Natster goes, link will be posted in there. The only reason I've waited chat is just so everyone that's waiting, they get their sort of say, rather than everyone just piling in. Just reduces time, etc., etc., etc. Natster, you cook, and then the link's going in there, brother.
Yeah, big up, Aaron. Congrats on the 1K. Like I put in the chat earlier, I knew you get there. Best believe that, moving on up like Curtis Mayfield and all of that. If you know, you know. I love that song. Well, there's many others, more are available. But yeah, not long finished doing my 2-hour stream. I'd say
nice.
It's more therapeutic, I could call it. So I'm not going to be ranting and raving like a fucking lunatic. It's going to be more somber. But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why I'm more somber than absolutely raging, absolutely seething. Although I was on Wednesday night, I'm not going to lie. But basically, this manager's lack of self-awareness disturbs me. It absolutely disturbs me big time. Now, I've been fortunate enough to see a couple of games this season through like mutual friends and all that, etc. And it's the Fulham game and then the Bournemouth game. So both league games. The Bournemouth game last weekend, I was actually sitting not in the North Bank, but I was closer to the North Bank than the clock end, basically. Yeah. So basically, like around the 79th, 80th minute, I could already see people leaving. And then by the time it got to sort of like 90 minutes, just before that, people were leaving around me. And I literally said this. My brother was right next to me as well. I was like, back your manager. Trust the process. It takes time, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like as they were leaving, and I'm just like, well, what do you expect? Like, what do you actually expect? This is the same manager that was saying, and I'm sure you were there, Aaron. Was it end of last season? DJB as well. Big up, obviously Seymour and Lawrence as well. Every time, like, don't accept second place. What do these fucking lot do? They accept second place, and this is the fucking problem. We've got too many fans, whether they're tourists, first-timers. I've only been to Arsenal a few times myself, I'm not going to lie. But, like born and bred here, it is what it is. Like, I've been a fan for a while. Not as long as you, DJB and Aaron, Lawrence.
Doesn't matter, man. It
doesn't
matter.
Exactly. Like, I just see it how it is. One thing I do understand is bullshit. I do understand patterns, and I do understand like repetitive, regurgitated programming. So the likes of the Darren Bents, I mean, no wonder he was playing at fucking Spurs, and for how his career went and all that shit. And then the Martin Keowns, the fucking even Alan Smith. Like, I know Alan Smith's more trying to be balanced, but the way. I didn't hear it, but I could actually imagine him, picture him saying that shit. that disappoints me, because out of all the people that I didn't expect, I expect, or not surprised that a Wrighty's done it, a Keown's done it. But when you have an Alan Smith, I'm looking at it like, well, you've been at Sky Sports for a long time, my friend. A long time, innit? I've been watching Sky for a while, I'm not going to lie. But to say shit like that after we've lost an absolutely crucial game, because like you said earlier, DJB, you're absolutely spot on when you say this, mate. Like, our European record, we don't have it. It's a joke. Like, I swear Tottenham's won more than we have in Europe, even if it's by one trophy at this moment in time.
Crazy.
It's unbelievable. Obviously, Man United and Liverpool, Chelsea usurped us, like, not that long ago, whatever. But it for me, I really wanted us to win that Champions League. Even when we were knocked out, when we lost in Baku 2019, I was in the pub full of Chelsea supporters. They didn't mock me at the final whistle. They were feeling sorry for me. It was humiliating. Yeah, it was humiliating. Like,
That was
and
horrendous.
I'm just sick and tired of too many of these, whether it's Johnny Come Latelys, whether it's other fans, older fans that should know better, by the way. You know, we all know who the major culprits are and all of that. But at the end of the day, right, like, for me, it has to come to a point where reality, like, kicks in. I liken it to this, without trying to get too dark. Do you remember the Pinocchio film, the old one, not that new age bullshit one that they did years ago?
Yeah,
the old school one, you know, the one with the coachman in it, with all that dark music energy.
Yeah,
the coachman's Arteta, and all the little boys going to Pleasure Island. That's his fanboys, right there. They're drinking the beer, they're smoking the cigars. You know, they're trashing the place to hell. But then when all of that fades, guess what happens? Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen or doesn't know the story, but they all turn into fucking donkeys. And that's coming. That's coming. You remember on the pool table, that transformation? It's coming. Best believe that. Bigger things are going at this football club, people. It doesn't look like it at the moment, but with Berta, there is a slight bit of hope. Berta's probably our Jiminy Cricket. Let's be real. Berta is probably our Jiminy Cricket. And Pinocchio is kind of like a representation of us trying to, like, get out of it in the end. You know, we enjoy what we enjoy. We do what we do, trying to support this club, but it's just not happening. We have to get out. We have to get out of that place of hoping that he's going to get over the line, that we're going to get to the promised land. But it's not. What Arteta has put us in is Pleasure Island. That's what it is. I have no other way of, you know, explaining or describing it either way at this moment in time. But it gets to the point where I don't want to be this apathetic. I don't want to be this somber, talking about a football club that I've loved and supported for long enough. Let's just put it out. Seen the players that I've had seen, you know, seen the trophies that I've seen, and the ones that have seen league titles, because I'm not going to go into the younger fans that haven't seen us win a league title and have only seen like a few FA Cups, basically. I'm talking about the ones that have seen Invincible, doubles, do you know what I'm saying? Even before that, European trophy, well, the 94 one, the Cup Winners' Cup, etc., the League Cup. Like, you know, there's got to be a point where that pin drops, and it's just like, how many more times do we have to get laughed at by Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, fucking Tottenham, to get to a point where, like, enough is enough? Like, I agree with what Seymour was saying. Like, the whole Kroenke, the way they run their franchises, their whole shit, you know, their model, like, it's what they do. But at the same time, doesn't mean we have to accept it. Like, the biggest issue I feel like are the ones that are going into the fucking armory, the ones that are buying this ridiculous merch online. Like, once you have to, you know, cut the head off the snake, innit? You know, that's where the buck stops, because we can empty the seats out of the Emirates. I feel personally, unless Berta intervenes, it will take more than what it took to get Wenger out the door. And we all wanted Wenger out in the end, whenever that was. So, like, we're into some like dark times. And I want to say like one more thing, right? This whole myth of like, because it's been bugging me for so long, guys, I'm not going to lie. This whole myth that Arteta took us from struggling in the doldrums to like challenging, competing for the, you know, the top major honours and all of this bullshit, right? When Unai Emery got sacked, we finished 8th, yeah? When Arteta got the job, finished 8th, won an FA Cup, cool, which has brought in the time that he's had, and probably part of the reason, among many other things, why he got the ludicrous fucking £50 million a year upgrade on his contract. But let's not forget that this manager, this fraudulent wet wipe scumbag of a manager, he took us down to 15th at one point. I believe it was the following season, correct me if I'm wrong, after we won the FA Cup. We were 15th. Tommy Tuchel was available
at one stage,
just before we went to Chelsea, right? And we know what happened after that. We finished 8th. A lot of players were kind of bailing him out, but Chelsea ended up winning the Champions League. Like, how many more times do you have to watch Chelsea win another European trophy, which they probably will this season in a couple of weeks or so time? How many more Man Uniteds, possibly Tottenham's, you know, Man City winning another trophy again? And even Pep said, like, it's been a shit season whether they win it or not. That's the standard.
Virtually inevitable,
exactly.
Three London clubs, bruv.
Yeah.
3 London clubs, bruv. What about 3 London clubs win a
Palace, Palace, Tottenham, Chelsea. Like Palace, if Palace win the FA Cup, okay, cool. But at the same time, it's just like he's only been there for about a year or so. What phase is he in? What phase is Eddie Howe in with Newcastle winning the League Cup?
Bro.
You know, it's an absolute joke. And I'll end on this because I know Lawrence is dying to speak. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
But like,
that's
like,
cool.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Just go on now. Finish.
Yeah, I'll just be very, very, very quick. Yeah. For me, like, here is the bottom line, people. Yeah, if you want to see this football club as a big club, then Arteta has to bounce today. Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, today, now. If you know, you know, yeah? And if you don't see us as a big football club, then you have to go elsewhere. Support Barnet, support Boreham Wood. And I'll leave it at that, people. I don't know if it's the cooking that you wanted, Aaron, but...
No. I wanted you on to fucking...
Little different palette to than what, you know, some people would, you know, be accustomed to, but it is what it is. That's just
That's why I like having you on, bruv. That's what I like.
That was Dante a la brasa. You were cooking rotisserie style Peru.
Yeah, boy.
That was spicy, brother. I love that.
Just quickly before you come in, Lawrence, 1 sec. I just want to say pick up the 7-inch destroyer. He's lobbed in a cheeky super early set, and congrats. It's fun panel and discussion. Thank you very much for coming over, brother, and for the support. All the little funds goes towards a fucking different chair. Oh, look, to be fair, it's not fucking squeaking now. I'm sitting on a fucking bar stool on my kitchen island. And I'll tell you what, the amount of hours that I fucking do, you'd think I'd invest in the chair. So all of these little bits in there, they're going to invest in a fucking chair because I'm not being funny without sounding a little bit woohoo. But my fucking ass is hurting after sitting on this fucking
chair.
Go
get that new chair, brother. Get that upgrade, brother.
You, man. Yeah,
get it, man. Get it.
It's no good, and it squeaks like hell. It drives me fucking mad. Lawrence, I'm going to get you in now, and then I'm going to add all the new guests backstage in there as well, man. Big up for everyone for rocking up. But big up to you as well.
Okay. Thanks for getting me back on. I don't know what's going on. It keeps freezing and breaking up the stream, so I don't know if it's my phone or if it's something at your end. But I just want to cover some points that were spoken about earlier. Seymour mentioned something about getting a plane to fly over the Emirates with a banner. I've said this in the past, and I've been told that they can't do that because there's a flight restriction thing over the Emirates, that no one can fly a plane over the Emirates at all. Because I've said this many a time. I said the only way you're going to get this message across to the ownership and the directors of this club is to get a plane with a banner saying Arteta out and flying it over, because that will get attention. Because they did it a few years ago at an away game with West Brom, And to counter it, the pro-Wenger lot did likewise. But I said we should do this at the Emirates, and everyone says you can't do that because there's air restrictions. Okay. DJB said something about, the Europa League final being against the two most hated teams that I think any of us hate the most. It's like choosing whether you want Jimmy Savile or Ralph Harris to pick up your kids from school, isn't it?
I've got to be honest, it's my worst nightmare. I'll be honest with you, it's my worst nightmare. And the two of my rivals, Man United and Spurs, Man United are probably on the same level as Tottenham for me because it goes back to the Ferguson days, and it goes back even further than that. It goes back to the real early days. Man United, I've been to Old Trafford, the fans, I remember standing there and it was, toxic, horrible. It's my worst nightmare. This week has been awful. Arsenal getting dumped out at a whimper and Spurs and Man United in a final. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna get in Suj after you say your piece, Lawrence. I'll use that.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, Man United over the last 3 years have been playing the worst football ever.
Yeah.
Under Ten Hag and Amorim. But the fact is even though they've been shit the last 3 seasons, they've won an FA Cup, they've won a Carabao Cup, and now they're in the final of the Europa League.
Which they're probably going to win.
Yeah, Ten Hag was a worse manager than Arteta. So what does that tell you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
fact.
Fact.
Justice for Ten Heisenberg, bro.
Yeah, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? We've got boys, guys and geezers, girls, and anyone else who's in the chat in between. Vic Laffy's in the building as well. Big up to you, Vic. We've got a debutant, Suj. How you doing, bruv? Thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Oh, I figured it's about time I jump on and see you guys can see my ugly mug.
No, can't be as bad as mine, bruv. Don't worry about it, mate. You're all good.
Bro, look at the grades coming out, and it's bloody, 9, not even 9:30 in the morning. Jesus.
Just makes you look distinguished, that's all, geezer. Do you know what I mean? It's just
apparently so. Jeez.
How you doing, bruv? What do you reckon on this absolute shower of shit that we're witnessing in terms of maybe having to watch Manchester United or Spurs, Chelsea lifting trophies, and yet again, it's not us, Suj.
It's becoming a habit now, isn't it? It's no matter how shit a United is, they will eventually win a trophy.
Yeah.
So we all know Chelsea's been shit for years now, since Roman left, but they're still there or thereabouts. As long as it's not fucking Spurs, I was thinking about, do I want Spurs or United to win? I'm like, for me, I have managers at work who are Spurs fans. I can't go into work on Monday having Spurs win a trophy. But fuck that.
Yeah. Well, you got to call in sick, bruv. I mean, you got to start facing up to it. Do you know what I mean? Just leave, quit, fuck them.
They'll have a way of finding me as well. It's like it's a joke. But however, let's all be honest. It's not going to change next season. The board will still have Arteta there, at least for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Unless Bertha comes in and sees something he really doesn't like.
Yeah.
But it's going to be unless Arteta really pisses him off in the first 2 months of the transfer window, it's going to be the same for next season.
It's frustrating, isn't it, bruv? Do you know what I mean? That we're in this situation after 5 years. Because we get called impatient, Suj, as well. This is what pisses me off, bruv. We get called impatient. Have some patience. You're not expected to win anything, bruv. 21 years we've waited for a league title. That's patient. 32 years for a League Cup, bruv. That's patient. 31 years for European trophy. That's patience.
I mean, it's bad enough for you guys who live and breathe it in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Imagine living in Australia where it's not as popular. It's been like 21 years with no trophy. Go support a Chelsea, go support a United, go support a City. No, you can't. Unfortunately, you all bleed Arsenal. You can't just change.
Bang on, Sish.
And my first game I remember vaguely was as a 3-year-old when Adams started, and back then we only got like highlights of one game every week. I'm just like, you can't change now, no matter how shit we are.
The only saving grace I'll say on that, Serge, my friend, is that eventually he will move on, and the club will still be here, and there'll be new managers, and the fans will still be here.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. What these fans don't realise is he will move on. He'll get another job somewhere, don't know where, and he won't give a fuck about.
Nobody will have him.
Nobody
will have him.
This will all be in the past. Oh, he'll get another job. Definitely.
He'll get another job. Not on 50 million quid a year, though.
No, but what I'm saying is he'll walk into another job because he comes across, doesn't he? He's PR, he's media, he appeals to a lot of people, unfortunately.
Can I ask you a question, DJB? Because respectfully, I have to disagree. Like, what club?
And then we'll get Michael in after this.
Yeah, no worries. It's just a one question. Like, what club do you think Arteta will go to when he does get eventually moved on? Similar to Wenger, because for me personally, mate, I don't see it with or without the £50 million a year, because we know how he is, right? We know how arrogant and narcissistic. But what other, whether it's big club or mid-table, for me personally, mate, I don't think he has the humility at all to go to a West Ham. They've won the same amount of trophies as we have. Like,
I know what you're saying, but unfortunately, I'll compare you to, look at Wayne Rooney. Failed manager everywhere he's been. People still take him on because he appeals. He was a good player. He'd done things in his professional career, and there will be clubs out there, there will be owners out there that are willing to take a gamble with him. Unfortunately, you're going to have a club out there, and you're going to have owners out there because of what the club he's been at. That's going to be good enough to get him another job. I'm not saying he'll get a big job. I'm not saying he'll go to a Barcelona or something like that. But there will be a club that's willing to take a punt on him. Unfortunately, I don't want that, but there will be, and that's because of what he is and where he's been. He's been at Arsenal Football Club, and Arsenal Football Club carries a lot of weight. And if he's managed Arsenal Football Club, whether he's been successful or not, there will be smaller clubs that will take a punt on him, and that's just, you've got to look at Wayne Rooney, look at Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, look at all these managers that clubs have taken on. Not brilliant managers. I mean, I wouldn't have Steven Gerrard at Arsenal. I wouldn't have him anywhere near Arsenal.
Yeah, neither would I. But they're all better players than Arteta ever was.
Yeah, they was all better players. But what I'm trying to say is they came with that. They come with an aura around them, not necessarily the
not the Calafiori aura, no.
Not the success. They don't come with a success. They just come with this kind of presence. And there are owners that unfortunately will be willing to take a punt on them. Crazy, fucking mental. I wouldn't, but
Saudi maybe. Yeah, Saudi maybe.
Yeah,
Saudi. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I could see a Saudi. Yeah, if any of the places in the world, I would say Saudi.
I mean, let's be honest. You'd have clubs. You'd have clubs like Brighton and clubs like that might even take him on. Seriously, real talk. I know it sounds awful, but
yeah.
I mean, I could see
he could get a job out here in Major League Soccer. Major League Soccer would snap him up.
Yeah, he's just not good enough for Arsenal. I don't want him at Arsenal. I don't care where he fucking is. I just don't want him at Arsenal.
Well, we're gonna get in. We're gonna get in, Michael, man. Big up for you for jumping on first time and all of that. You're on mute if you didn't know already.
There's
So
Michael.
we've
Big
done
up
it. Yeah,
Michael.
that's it. Here we go. He's on unmute now. Big up to you, bruv. What do you reckon on all of this, man? We're obviously talking about now. We're getting into the Mikel Arteta. Is he good enough? Is he not? You can either start on, about the Tottenhams and everyone getting into a final, but us. Say what you want, brother. Big up,
Hey
man.
man, hey, big up, appreciate you. This is coming from all the way in Virginia, United States. I want to say shout out to you, Aaron. Like I listen to you all the time. Like
Big up,
super,
brother.
you seem like a super cool dude. And for
Too
folks
kind.
like me, when I want to like listen to something and kind of like make sure I'm not crazy, it's nice to listen to folks like yourself, DJB. Mad respect to you, man. Every time you speak, I'm all ears all the time. You always
cheers, my friend. Thank you very much.
We definitely appreciate that. But yeah, anyways, just to get back into it, big up to everybody else. I mean, shit's going crazy, man. I personally think if I just want to touch on a few points for the time that I have.
Yeah, you go, bro.
I personally think that I haven't really heard a lot of folks talk about this, but I think that Berta coming in, I think that means that the board is upset with Arteta. I know you got folks like Igal, like, oh, he ain't going nowhere, guys. Like, why are you guys like mad? Like, he's not going anywhere. Bro, I would press him. I'll press Igal and be like, are you sure? Like, I mean, yes, I get it. Okay, he's making 15 million. How do we replace that or whatever? But I think that's a huge red flag. The fact that Berta's coming in and he had no money in January, that's the board saying, yo, we gave you 750 million. Like, you're coming to me not asking for another check, asking for another handout. Yeah. I think that the board is upset with him. They said, you know what? Fuck off. You're not getting no bread from us, no loot, nothing. You got to handle it for what we gave you 750 million. Where did that money go? All right, cool. Well, prove yourself. All right, bet. Season ended. He couldn't prove himself. He did nothing. So I think that Bird is coming in to I think that's a bad sign. I think Maddie touched on it as well, but I think that's a huge red flag. And I think that's making that kind of proves that Arteta's position is in jeopardy. I think that they're definitely on they're not happy with it because they didn't give him any money in January.
Yep, facts.
There's something in that, man.
That's what I personally think.
100%.
He wasn't
given
money. He wasn't given money. No way.
Exactly. So all these folks like Igal talking about, yo, but the board didn't back him. Like in January, like we needed a striker. How come they didn't help him out? Bro, they gave him 750 million. How wouldn't y'all be mad if y'all gave someone 750 million? You're a CEO, right? You're a crazy billionaire. You gave him 750 million, 5 years. Then he comes knocking on the door in January on the 5th year, going on the 6th, talking about, yo, can I get some more money, please? You're gonna be like, what? Like, hell no. Like, fuck out of here with that.
Taking the piss, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you know what I mean? So I'm always personally, I'm basically on some miss me with the whole the board didn't back them. They backed them. Now boards can't be upset now. Is that what y'all are saying? Boards are not allowed to be upset with their employers. I think they're upset with them. I just think that they're just upset. I think that's why they didn't give them money. Again, I can be proven wrong. If they give them a check for $350 this summer, I bet I'm proven wrong. But that's just my opinion. I think Arteta's childish. I think he's bougie. I think he's very arrogant. He walks around with his head up. He has a very audacious attitude. And he's just a spoiled brat. He's very childish in my opinion. And I think that the one thing that could possibly happen, I'm not in England, nothing like that, but I feel like if folks can bring the Arteta out banner, just fuck. Are you allowed to do that or not? Did they change the rules or something?
Sneak him in. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find a way. We always find a way.
I promise you, yo, if I was in London, on everything I love, I would bring in a banner and just freaking just go like this. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? Do you know what? That's right. You'd have to have a smaller one because the way it is, not so much near sort of me. Like I get on with a couple of the people just near me, but we have disagreeing opinions on Arsenal, a lot of them, if I was to get a big banner, and honestly, it'd be riots. Every time, say when Sterling and North London derby, Michael, bruv, when Sterling was absolutely stinking the place out and he got subbed off, he was walking off, and I'm quite animated. I was shouting boo, etc., etc., etc. I had all of the fans coming up to me, looking around at me. Some people shouting at me like, "How can you boo a player like that? This and all that, rah rah rah." And I was like, "Well, for a start, he ain't even our fucking player, and for a twice, he's shit." And the same with Odegaard. He come down our end, didn't it? D, you're sort of down that end. I'm the left hand side of North Bank.
Madness.
And then we're a little bit over. When Odegaard came off the other day, he walked off on the sideline near us, didn't he? And I was booing him as well. And I had loads of people turn around going to me, "How can you boo your captain?" Honestly, I get pelters every single time like that. I don't give a toss, mate. I just go, oh, shut up, you fucking idiots. But shit, one of the old boys that looks around, I say old boy, that's something I shouldn't say that. He's about 50-ish. I said to him, I was like, that's all. Oh no, sorry, D. I said to him, yeah, sorry, my brother. I said to him, he looked around at me. He was like, how can you boo our captain? I looked at him. I went, you should know better, bruv. I was like, you've seen Tony Adams be our captain in your era. You've seen Patrick Vieira. You've seen McClintock's. You've seen David O'Leary's, Ricks's. You've probably still seen Pat Rice be this captain of this football club. How dare you? How dare you question me, bruv? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, topside Ivory and P50, old boy. Yeah, come on, man. I'm in my face. Come on.
Nah,
but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I was like, bruv. I was like, what we doing here? Like, what we doing here? He's shit. He's shit, Odegaard. That's got to be one of the worst captains you've seen in your life. Come on, you should know better at your age, bruv.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I mean, you got to call it like you see it. Call it like you see it. At the end of the day, we always want to talk about respecting folks' opinion. If I want to bring a banner that says Arteta, get the fuck out of the club,
it's coming.
My fault. Yeah. I might not say fuck. I'm sorry. But if I say Arteta out, hey, it's my opinion, guys. And now y'all going to attack me. But we can't freaking interject when Egal's speaking his crazy point. Again, that's my opinion. I think he's crazy.
Oh man, listen.
It's beyond the joke, mate. It's beyond the joke. Trust me. Like
I'd be pissed
I was at, like I said earlier, like I was at the Bournemouth game, innit? Like I already saw people walking out. I didn't see the fighting, but it was the vibe at Bournemouth. At the Bournemouth game.
Oh, so they actually were brawling a little bit.
Yeah, from what I didn't see it. I'm doing a Wenger right now. Well, I didn't see it, but basically, like I heard things, you know, mainly from Guns, but granted, but still, like it is coming. Like DJB said, it. Trust me, you know, just like with the Wenger days, of Wenger and Wenger out of the Emirates, that is going to happen. With the likes of Igal and others, you know, Christian to a lesser degree, and the other people, like, you know, like what I said, you know, earlier, like with like my little monologue was just like, you know, the one thing that will cut all this bullshit with a knife, even a butter knife, just tell them this, yeah, the Igals, whoever, yeah. Do you think do you believe in your heart of hearts we're a big club? If you do, and you want to keep supporting Arsenal, then raise your fucking standards. And it's not Manager FC, it's Club FC, Arsenal Football Club. The club is the start. It's always
Arteta FC to them, though, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, exactly. But if you're on the Arteta FC, I'm sorry and not sorry. Best believe Barnett will be hiring. Barnett will be calling Boreham Wood and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if they accept that I believe Arsenal isn't that big, I could understand where they were coming from, but they don't. I've not heard a gal personally say, honest. Yeah, exactly, man. I've not heard him say once or even insinuate that Arsenal are a small club. I can tell a gal believes we're still a big club.
Yeah,
but his views contradict that. It's cognitive dissonance on the highest level of the highest order. So when we, yourself, Aaron, DJB, Dr. Seymour, etc., Central Man, Macy, of course, big up Macy every single time, Suge as well, yeah? Like, we're not just saying it for the sake of it. We've seen great things, but we keep the standards up. When the standards drop, you have issues. I see Statman Dave, Real Madrid fan, another one, yeah? We all know Statman Dave, yeah? Right? He's questioning Real Madrid fans, you know, like having a go at him for saying Barca are better than us this season. You know, like Raul on Real Madrid TV or whatever, trying to troll Arsenal for getting to a semi-final after we battered them, after we beat them quite comfortably. That's the fucking standards. But we don't have that here, bro. Not here. Like, as much as I'd love to be proven wrong, there's too many people that think and act and support the club like an Igal does, regardless of how long they've been watching Arsenal, the football club, where they come from. And I definitely don't care what they look like. But again, it's the mentality. Once the mentality goes, it's over. And it's hard to bring it back up, especially if you will want, and that's the way I see it, we will want a great club. Now we're no longer until we can get up to that point where we start winning some serious shit. Just start winning trophies and then get to the point where we start winning the Premier Leagues and, you know, Champions Leagues. But if you're not winning the League Cups and FA Cups along the way, like, yo, like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what's really going on, people? And that's all I'm going to say. That's what's up. Really and truly.
Fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. Shit's wild, honestly. I mean, these motherfuckers, they have you contemplating that perhaps they're probably not real fans. Perhaps. It's just crazy, man. But yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. We got well, I think you've been on once before, actually. Central man, brother. Big up, man. Have you
Big up,
say,
Central.
What are you saying, geezer?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm good. 1 second.
Yeah, no, you have your bit of water, geezer.
Yeah, I'm bit tired, but yeah. I think I feel like trying to think.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon on the finalists coming? Do you know what I'm saying? We got a bit of Spurs, didn't you? You got a bit of Manchester United, and then you got a bit of Chelsea getting to finals. How does that make you feel, bro?
You know, I feel like I think like people are still, dismissing the clubs who reach those finals. You know, they won trophies in the past, or European trophies in the past, and we haven't won one since 1994. You know, I don't know, man. I think fans like not all, the majority are just like kids on like they're just adults acting like kids on the internet. Oh, like think that those clubs are crap. We're big. It's like dude, we haven't won something. We haven't won something in Europe since the 90s. You know, since then,
madness, isn't it, mate?
You know, Chelsea, Man United. You know, Tottenham haven't won something in Europe since the 80s, you know, and we're acting like we're great, we're this, we're that, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you know, like you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, you know.
Yeah,
it's about winning. You know,
facts, bro.
This whole thing about it's all good beating Real Madrid. You know, that's good. You know, we beat Real Madrid in 2006. What did it led to us? Nothing. You know. You got you know, I'm not talking about you got, you know, get to the it's all good having the journey. We have to get to the destination. We haven't get to the destination ever since, you know. And it sums up, you know, wow, it's just like wow, days, man. It's kind of like wow, it's just like wow, this guy's making numbers every single year, man. It's not. This is like wow, 11,000. Wow, close to 11,000 hours, 11,000 days. This is the last one.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? Central.
It's madness.
Like this. Big up to DJB for sending it over to me, by the way. Man. Yeah, Central. It's no good, is it, man? Look at
Gabriel, man. He's going to go in the next 2 or 3 years, man. I can tell.
Hopefully not this year, mate.
Hopefully it's not next year, man.
I bloody hope so. Right,
man. We paid a lot of good money on these players, man. And so far, no trophies, man. It's like, I think it was 700 million. Like if we spend this summer, it goes up to the 800 mark. And then one of these days we're gonna spend $1 billion. We're gonna hit that £1 billion mark anytime soon. Maybe not next season or the season after that, you know.
This season, you know,
mate. It's like name me a club who spends a lot of money and not to win trophies, man. It's just like, man, it's just like wow. It's just I don't think we're cursed, but man, it's like we're caked, but we spend a lot of money, but it's not panning out. You know, we spend money on crap players. Let's be real.
Do you think it's the manager though? Bro?
Yes,
you know what I mean.
I think it's I call it the manager, man. I think it's just like I think he doesn't have any pull. You know, who wants to play for Mikel Arteta? Let's be real. I think most of the players he bought are just basically the clubs. I feel that's the club signing. I feel like the players he play. I think the Arteta players, maybe it's I don't know, so Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling. I think because they know Arteta at Man City. But besides that, you know, like maybe another player. You know, who wants to work for Mikel Arteta, man? You know, he's just
Mate,
Pep's,
you're
he's Pep's
right.
bitch. He's Pep's bitch, man. He's just like, you know, people need to start with his fantasy, man. He's not attracting world class players like Odegaard.
Yeah.
Give me a fuck out. Give me. Odegaard's not world class, you know. It's just like
he ain't.
man,
He ain't.
like I think it's the scouting network. I think we got a crap scout network, man. Like
Yeah.
we got it's like I don't know what's the true reason, but it's just like I think it just sums up with the club, the manager, and even the manager, and even the scouts we got. You know, get rid of the manager, and also get rid of the scouts, and maybe get a proper scout. Who, you know, get a proper
something
scout,
needs to be shaken up, doesn't it, Central?
Shaken
Do you know
up
what I mean?
from
We need to sort of shake things up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because
shake
when they
things up,
come in,
you know.
when they come in, he ripped it all up, didn't he? We had a good little, a somewhat successful scouting network, and Edu came in, ripped that all up, and now all of a sudden we're like,
I think we got like a decent. I think we used to have a decent scout called Mislintat, and I think he brought in like Guendouzi and Torreira, and then ever since he's gone, we got some. I don't know how many scouts we got. We probably got like fucking a shit ton of scouts. And then we bought some crappy players like a fucking Tavares and the Fabio Vieira and the Calafiori and Tomiyasu.
Miguel Moreno.
Miguel Moreno. This goes on, man. It's like
it's worrying, isn't it? How the list does go on, though.
Kai Havertz, bloody
That's and then you got like non-Arsenal fans like Henry Wright doing this. I don't know. He's praying for God or got hay fever, like. Self-proclaimed
a true setting,
revealing our next. He's so obsessed with Nico Williams. Like, really? He ain't going to Arsenal or the Premier League. He's likely going to Barcelona. You know,
he'll stay in Spain, won't he?
Sterling was the top signing, though.
Yeah,
Scott's done a good job of staying, hasn't he? Go on, Lauren.
We're mentality monsters.
Sorry, one sec. Let Central just finish his. What's that?
Oh yeah. And then
let's just finish this point and then jump in, Lawrence.
Yeah, I'll get my finishing point, and then we're mentality monsters. They come up reasons, not just like like people like Igal, and it's just the non-Arsenal fans. They come up reasons. They're not really footballing reasons. You know, it's just like just basically they're living in this fantasy world. They just care about their social media career. You know, they got no personality and charisma. You know. And that's my point.
No, mate. Oh, listen, I thought you come on and absolutely smashed your point, brother, man.
Yeah, big up, my friend.
Should you need to bounce? But listen, man, hold on one second. We're just gonna say bye to Suj. He's been in the chat regularly.
I need to go eat my meds, like crap. You're getting old sucks, you know how it is. Being 50, Jesus.
You'll use waiting to dig me for that, wouldn't you, for Suj?
Big up, Suj. All the best.
Absolute legend, mate. Always in people's chats, man, and all of that. No, we appreciate it, Suj, and I'm really glad you jumped on. If he's still listening, which I'm sure maybe he might be. Suj, thank you very much for jumping on, man. It's been wicked. Make your point, Lawrence, and then we're gonna go to our man Macy afterwards. Yeah. Go on, Lawrence.
Okay, Aaron.
Go on, brother.
Can you pull up that graphic you just had with the how many days it's been since we last won a trophy?
Yep, I will do. I just want to say just a couple of things. I'll do it right now. Big up as well, Vigilant in the chat, Mo in the chat, Eclipse. Big up to you, brother, and Liam Smith as well. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to say hello to a few people. Topside Ivory, big up, geezer. Rich as well in the chat. Big up to you, brother. Right, let's get that up. Yeah, DJB sent me this, by the way. Yeah, absolute legend. Right,
okay. Right, you see Gabriel in the centre there.
Indeed.
Right, the shirt he's wearing. Do you see a cannon on there or of a Spanish clown? Oh,
yeah.
Tell me, because are we Arsenal FC or Arteta FC? I see a cannon.
Cannon.
This club is bigger than anyone else. When we've all gone, this club's still going to be around. Okay, and all I see is a cannon, not a Spanish clown. And the problem we've got, I keep saying this, is we've got a section of this fan base who think that this clown founded this club in 2019, and they cannot get their heads out of that completely.
Yeah.
That's why they're deluded, and that's the reason we're in this mess, because they've dragged us down to their level.
Yeah. No. Facts, man. No, well, absolutely right. Macy, well, have you got anything to say on this graphic up here, bruv? Big up
Of
to you.
course,
Where is
of course I
Go
do,
on.
Aaron. I mean, this can you see the look on Gabriel's face? This is a man that thinks that this is his last time as an Arsenal player. And for me, this is a face right there that says, I'm getting the fuck out of this football club. And the fact of the matter is that we got what we deserved on Wednesday. And let's not take anything away from PSG. I mean, they really put us out of our misery.
Yeah.
And when I was on Northside's channel, me and Natster, we were going up against Guru, because basically Guru was saying, "Oh, but you can't be too harsh on Arsene Wenger for all the accomplishments and all the incredible things he's done as Arsenal manager." I will respect Arsene Wenger as a man, like, for all the things he's done, but he destroyed his own legacy when he decided to stay for as long as he wanted, because he could have been a man and walked out of this football club with the pride and the adulation that he received. But no, the money and the power that he got from the Cronkies absolutely ruined who he was as a man. And the fact of the matter is, I was on Dan's show yesterday when he brought on the likes of Lee Gunner, Yardman, Stricto, Igal. And the fact is, Igal and Stricto still continuing to show their loyalty to Arteta, because like Stricto was being so like rude on Yardman, because Yardman was saying his own opinion, because because this is Yardman's choice. If he wants Arteta sacked, then this is his choice. But then Strict would just say, "Oh, why not talk? Why not wait until I finish what I say and all this stuff?" Like, this Stricto has no respect, because Yardman was basically saying, "If you let me talk, I will tell you this manager's time is up." But the fact of the matter is, Stricto kept cutting Yardman off. And Igal as well. These two motherfuckers right there, they exemplify everything that is wrong with our football club. Them two and the pussies from AFTV, like Robbie, Julian, and James, the Harry Potter looking wanker. And the thing is, like, the fact of the matter is, Arteta. I was watching Arteta's interview with somebody, with a woman. The woman was asking him a question.
Oh, from CBS, isn't it? Yeah, the CBS one, isn't it? What's her name? Because she's an Arsenal fan as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, Napster, Arteta was giving her that because when the reporter was saying to him, "Do you think like this is over for you?" and then Arteta was just giving her that death stare like this, like he's just offended by her questions. Like, this Arteta guy, he's got no respect for any journalist or any women, because like Arteta should just be a man and admit to himself that it's done for him. He's got nothing left for us, and he's just too arrogant to admit that that his time is coming up. And the fact of the matter is that we've got 3 games left, and I don't even want to watch those 3 games anymore, because I know our season is done for, because we're gonna end another season with no trophy, and we're still gonna be stuck with the Spanish Johnny English. But fingers crossed, let's see what Andre Berta does this season in the summer transfer window, because I have a lot of respect for Berta for what he did at Atletico Madrid. So So from now on, I should stick to watching Sunderland, Hamburg, and Galatasaray, because Sunderland, I watched their game today. They were fighting to get them to get promoted to the Premier League. They beat Coventry today, 2-1. So that was a huge win for Sunderland going into the second leg next week at the Stadium of Light. And if they beat Coventry there, they could set up a final against Sheffield United in Wembley. So I really want Sunderland to come back to the Premier League, because look at the players they got. They've got Joe Bellingham, Jude's younger brother, and he is absolutely a talent, this Joe Bellingham kid. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see him in the Premier League next season if Sunderland get promoted. Hamburg could get promoted because they're currently second, but they have a game coming up tomorrow. And if they win that game, then they could. That promotion is still up for them, like up for grabs for them. And Galatasaray are fighting for yet another Turkish title because Fenerbahce have already bottled it. To Besiktas last week. So Galatasaray, if they win their game today or tomorrow or Sunday, then that's it. They are champions of Turkey. Because the reason I say I should support Galatasaray is because they've got proper standards than Arsenal. Their ambition is to win trophies. Their ambition is to compete with the best. What ambition? What have we got? All we do is just, but we beat the Real Madrid trophy. We beat the Man City trophy. Oh, you guys should apologize to us because you thought we were going to lose to Real Madrid. Well, Real Madrid have won the Champions League 15 times in their history, something we haven't done. So next season, this has to be Arteta's last season, because if he fucks next season up, then by Christmas, he needs to go. I'm sick and tired of all these fans giving all this, you should apologize to Arteta. Shut up. I'm not going to apologize to the Spanish for the bullshit that he's been doing at this football club. So until then, I'm not watching any more Arsenal games. I'm just going to watch some other football games. And I'm just going to focus on the carnival that is coming up, because that should take my eye off of Arsenal from now on until next season.
Yeah, no, facts, brother. But before I get one second, Lawrence, before I get DJ B and Lawrence, I just want to say, Michael, pleasure for coming on. Central Sport as well. Any final saves before we jump off? Michael, you first. Final save. Thank you very much for coming on as well. Both of you spoke well.
Absolutely,
well. Welcome on
I
again.
appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to. I'm obviously still going to be tuning in and the future as well.
Man.
So big up to all y'all. I appreciate it. Man.
Big up, Michael.
I appreciate it.
Big up, Virginia.
Man, especially that's it. But big up, brother, man. Absolute pleasure to come on. You're welcome on again, mate. I look forward. Well, hopefully I'll see you on next week, if not in the future, bro. And thank you for giving me your time, man. Absolute pleasure. Legend, man. What
big up, Michael.
Yeah, big up, man. And as well, Central, man. Big up for coming on. Any final little thoughts, brother? Thank you very much. You spoke really well as well, Geezer.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah. Just done with the club.
Because it was on my stream earlier. That's why. Blame me.
Big up, Central, man.
Central, you spoke very well, mate. You spoke very well, and man, let's just say, man, you know what I mean. Look forward to seeing you soon, man, as well. Obviously, you'll have to have a little weight bar. So, but big up, thank you very much for coming on. Just want to go through the boys as well, and then we'll get you. But big up as well for coming on, brother. Go on, Lawrence, go.
What Macy just said just sums everything up. You know, he's fed up now with the season. He can't be bothered about the final 3 games, and I understand that. Because the season's over, done and dusted, right? You know, those 2 wins against Real Madrid stand for absolutely nothing now. Okay, complete waste of time. And it pains me. It pains me to say this. It pains me to say this, Aaron. Right? Because I love this club so much. You know me by now how much I feel about this club.
Yep. Right.
But I hope that we lose the last 3 games of the season, because I want Manchester City to overtake us. I want Nottingham Forest to overtake us. I want Chelsea to overtake us. I want Aston Villa and Newcastle to overtake us, so that we finish outside the European spots, because that will expose Mikel Arteta for the fraud that he fucking is, right? I've been following this club since 1968, almost as long as, I don't know how long DJ B's been following, but probably the same amount of time. I've been following this club since 1968. For that year that I watched Arsenal for the first time, they got to the League Cup final against Swindon. And we all know what happened then, didn't we? Well, I mean, me and DJ Big know. I mean, the rest of you, I'm not sure. But we lost. Yeah, we lost 3-1 to a third. We lost 3-1 to a third division team in a League Cup final.
We've had some.
And I've seen the bad stuff. Yeah, I've seen some shit years. I mean, I remember when we played an unknown Belgian part-time outfit called Winter Slag, and they knocked us out on away goal.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of the most embarrassing nights.
Yeah.
I mean, to lose to a team called Winter Slag.
Yes.
I mean,
do you remember Wrexham? Do you remember
I think
Wrexham?
you've been for a few winter slags through your life, I know, haven't you, Lawrence? Yeah, still see
Wrexham in the FA Cup, Lawrence.
Matt, he's pulling up
What's
in the
that?
building, bro.
Wrexham in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Do you remember Wrexham in the FA Cup?
Yeah, that happened just after I emigrated out here to America.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah,
Oldham on the plastic pitch.
And I also remember another European Cup game. Well, it was a UEFA Cup game back then. We played Moscow Dynamo at home, and they stuffed us 5-2 at Highbury. And they gave us a footballing lesson that night.
Yeah, we've had.
And that was the first time. That was the first time I ever saw the Arsenal crowd applaud a visiting team off the pitch, because they gave us a footballing lesson that night.
And the club's going, and
I've seen other things,
and then results that you're saying the team is sliding towards that way, mate.
Yeah,
Lawrence,
exactly.
On that spot, wasn't
we're heading back. We're heading back to the dark days of the mid '70s and the early '80s when we were shit. And as I keep saying, I remember the mid '70s when we almost got relegated from the old First Division, when we were losing to the likes of Carlisle United and Luton Town.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen if we don't get rid of this manager.
No, I agree, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, big up Aaron for the 1K, man. You deserve it, bro. I couldn't make all the call-in shows, you know what I'm saying? Obviously busy, but big up to you, bro. 1K. I seen you live almost every single day, so big up to you, bro. You know, unfortunately, right? I mean, my club got knocked out, but right, your club also. Dude, I think that with you guys, bro, this is it the 4th season or 5th season with Mikel Arteta?
Nearly the 6th.
Next season will be the 6th, bruv. Yeah.
6 years,
failure
man.
Failure.
You know what? I feel bad for you guys. I couldn't
6 of a 5-year plan.
Yeah, see, that's where I can't handle, because I feel bad for you guys. Because, bro, I couldn't handle one bad year with Xavi. I was like, yo, I started off my YouTube channel. I legit said, yo, managers I'd rather have over Xavi. And it was his 2nd year, full season, you could say. I don't know how Arsenal can keep on dressing the next season thing, bro. It gets to a point where you don't care anymore. It's like demoralizing, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. I think that, you know what, the guy next to me, this side, he said that lose the next 3 games. You know what? The only way you guys are gonna get, we gave it a goal, but I'll talk about that later, man. But the thing is, I don't think Arteta is gonna leave, unfortunately, until you guys are out of the Champions League spaces, until you guys fully regress to Europa. So sometimes I was in that position. I have to actually hope that we lose so then we can actually do the right thing. I feel like that some Arsenal fans are getting to that point because they don't see the light with Mikel Arteta. You know what I'm saying?
But
I feel bad for you guys, though, because, you know, when you guys didn't score the early goal versus Paris, I just knew that was it, man. And they scored it. I was like, yo, it's over. And you know what? I thought I was just like Lee Gunner. I thought that you guys were actually gonna do it. I thought you guys were gonna get. I thought there was magic in the air with Arsenal and the UCL, right? Smashing PSV, beating Real Madrid. But this is where the UCL, bro. The UCL is a humbler. It's an absolute humbler, bro. My bro, you don't understand. I've been through the Anfield loss. I've been through the Roma. I've been losing in some bad ways. One, if you're not good for the 2 games, you're just out. That's it. Season's done.
Yeah.
And that's why I think all these Arsenal fans that were like, yeah, UCL or bust. It's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do the Chelsea thing. It's very, very difficult. But listen, bro, big up Aaron, right? It's
you're all cool, man. I like you, Eunice, man. You're good.
Hey, big up, bro.
And your channel's going and all, bruv. I've been watching, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I redirected you the other day, and I was watch.
Redirect too,
well,
man.
listen, I like it, man. One, I like it when other fans come on. I like it when Americans come on as well. I don't know why I've got on this YouTube things. I've really started to really warm to people from that country. Do you know, having legends like this on the doc on. I love it, man. I love it, and you talk so well as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're always welcome on here, bruv. This is why I set this channel up, man. Just to have people like you coming on. Do you know what I mean? So now all good, man. I'm buzzing that your channel's going good and all, my man.
Yeah, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Man, like you redirected me, bro. Yesterday I was on a live. I needed like a therapy session, bro. I don't know. I know this is Arsenal channel, but I'm demoralized. Like, I cannot believe we lost to Inter Milan like that, bro. Like at our doors
in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Listen, I want to bring Matty and DJB in with this, and it's something that we've had up a couple of times. This graphic, I pretty much know how Matty's gonna go. Matty, bro.
There you go, Matty. I sent that to Aaron. Take a look at that, brother. Take a look at that. Let that sink in.
Yeah, man. I mean, Matty, bro, looking around and seeing the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of days there. That is a warrant.
Look at the League Cup, man.
Wow. It can't all be credited to Mikel Arteta because, you know what I mean, he hasn't been there that entire time. However, he has been here for 5.5 years. And you know, he's still put in a big chunk towards these numbers, man. It's when's it gonna end, Matty?
I bring gifts. I bring a gift for you all. I bring a gift. I bring a gift for you all.
You always bring the gifts, Matty, bro.
Let me drop this on y'all right quick here.
It's not even Christmas. You're bringing us gifts.
Judging acts of courses, but Kel says no.
Hold on, let me fast forward. Here we
Vinny,
go.
an Arsenal fan, is he still a faithful Arteta and the Arsenal?
DJB, you missed this.
Vinny, hi,
morning, Vinny.
welcome.
How are we, mate? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on, Vinny.
How are we? Well, I'll start from the back, shall I? That Williamson, we call him Rolls Royce, mate. I'll tell you, schoolboy error. I've seen it for the last 6. It's been terrible. He's dropped off completely, all right? I want a new centre-back, all right? Let's go into the midfield, our captain. If he stops bothering about his blimmin' haircut and starts playing football again, he got injured, he's come back. He's not the same player anymore, lads, all right? It's heartbreaking. All right, we'll move forward. Martinelli, I don't know where he got his Brazilian passport from. That blimmin' pixie market in Essex, I'll tell you what, he's awful. All right, we're going to go to Arteta. All right, that Arteta is so good. Stop playing them footballs and work on your bloody tactics. I can't. You can hear the aggression, can't you, lads? I mean,
frustration, and you're frustrated, mate. I know you are.
I don't understand it. And he's saying we're the best team in the competition. Use your eyes, mate. Use your eyes.
What did you think of Vinny quickly? Through the throws, I was a bit baffled on the long throws.
Thought of what, my friend?
The long throws last night. The Roy did that throw-ins.
It's always done. Well, same situation sort of thing. It's all we've done all season is play it to the wingers and cross it into no one. We ain't got an attacker there. We haven't got a threat in front of goal. So then these old long throws, who's attacking it? Let me trust up Martinelli. Like, come on.
Declan's the only one that can really get ahead on it, isn't he?
He's a good lad, Declan. If I'm honest, I think he was the best of the lot last night. I think Saka's okay, but I don't think he's world class. I'm just here to sort of speak for some Arsenal fans that aren't deluded. I do watch it. I know what we are, you know.
We were not hype over nothing. We haven't won a major trophy for over 20 years now. Come on.
Vinny, nice one, mate. Thank you.
Well done the Billy, man. Well done the Billy, man.
He's
in my neck of the woods, geezers. He's in my neck of the woods. He's a geezer.
Yeah, boy. Wow. We have got to have more fans.
Yeah.
Coming out like this right here, calling it like it is.
100%.
We have had this entire season, and big up to the panel. We have had complete failure after failure after failure after failure. People say, well, I've had a few people message me like, man, how did you know? Somebody asked me that yesterday. They said, how did you know the season was gonna go like this? I said, well, look at the last two seasons.
Yeah.
I was like, you got it's right in front of you. If this man showed up 8th, 5th, second again, well, don't think we're gonna make it to second because everybody keeps talking about second. It ain't looking like second because he said don't settle for second. He said don't settle for second. So instead, he said he'll get third. So we're gonna settle for third instead. So we'll end up dealing with that. And this manager has done it over and over. Look at the cup competitions. Just look at the cup competitions. Completely disregarded every cup that we've been in. FA Cup, 4th, 3rd, 4th. I told Normsky this today, and if he listen, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I told Normsky this today. Our fan base automatically assumes we're going to be right back in the semifinal. Lawrence, I was listening to you. I was cooking earlier. What you said about assume? Yeah. What did you say about assume?
Yeah, there's assuming. There's a saying that when somebody assumes about you, they make an ass out of you and me.
Bingo. Yeah. This fan base just we're gonna be back next year. Oh, we're gonna challenge next year. Oh, what did y'all hear that at, y'all? We heard it last season. We heard the season before that. We were supposed to win the title this year. That's what they said. We were supposed to win the title this year.
Facts.
Because City was supposed to, we got to go toe to toe. City fell off, Liverpool cruised. We have not done anything to rectify this team. There was absolutely nothing done. People keep going back to January. I'm going back to the summer. I'm going back to last January. I'm going back to the summer before that.
We lost it in August.
We lost it 2 years ago because we didn't even go out and get what we needed when we was 8 points clear.
Exactly.
Anytime you are 8 points clear on a title, you reinforce the team. You cross every T, you dot every I. You see what Liverpool did? They just cruised. That's what you're supposed to do when you way ahead. You're supposed to coast. You don't go down a hill 100 miles per hour. When you go down a hill, you ease down the hill. This manager said, to hell with everything that y'all think. I know what I'm doing. And what happened? We bottled the title. Then he comes back next year, the next year, the next summer, throws all the money at Kai Havertz. Don't buy a striker. Declan Rice is still up in, 100 million, give or take, whatever. But he still didn't address the main issue, which was the striker. It was much cheaper to get a striker back then. Much cheaper. See, failure costs money. That's the discussion people don't want to have. Failure costs more money.
Facts.
This is why this ownership said no in January. They said no. We're turning our back on you, Arteta. You deal with it.
We said this, didn't we? We both said this.
He bought the groceries this past summer. He bought the groceries last year. He bought the groceries the year before that. He's bought 31 bags of groceries, and all of them just about to spoil. He went out and bought the groceries. When he looks at this team, did anybody catch what he said today? Well, after the game, the PSG game, he said it was down to strikers and goalkeepers. Now he's throwing his goalkeeper under the bus. This man is a lunatic. We all heard the press conference earlier today over on North Sides. This man is a stone cold lunatic. There's no reasoning with this man. There is no reasoning with this fool. This man has got this team locked and loaded. They are locked in on him. This fan base is locked in on him. They walk in step with him. To kill a vampire, you have to kill the head vampire. All right. How many of us have watched vampire movies? You have to kill. You have to kill him. Yep. And every time you turn around, another vampire pops up. Another one's popping up. They're coming up out the sewers. They're coming everywhere. But you can't kill a head vampire until Arteta is away from this football club. It's going to be more of the same. This is why I woke up. Everybody else, I'm still feeling bad. It's rough on morning. I'm not because I know it's coming again next year. So I'm already prepared for it. That's how you have to be. You have to start getting it in your mind that nothing's going to change as long as he's here. This is why it was tough. It was a long season, but it didn't hurt me like it did the season before last. Season before last, I was all on the floor because I thought we had a chance. Last year, I knew it wasn't going to get any better because nothing changed. And then this year, I knew nothing was going to get better because nothing has changed. And then guess what? Next year, ain't nothing changing. Next year is going to be even crazier because we're going to be sitting outside top 5 next year. Because, see, nobody wants to address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that Tottenham, Newcastle, Manchester United, Manchester City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, if they win the FA Cup, they might get a little piece of change. They want to decide they want to do something. We got about 10 teams that are going to be cooking and competing next year. And nobody's prepared for that. Nobody is looking forward to that. And this fan base, this delusional fan base, they are in for a rude awakening. People like me, you, all of us. Lawrence, I used to listen to you. I listened to you over on DJB, DWTT. You have been telling these folks all year long that this team was not prepared and ready to go. We're not buying the proper players. We got players bang out of form. It is a complete mess at this football club right now. Berta has got about 10 years worth of work to do in about 6 weeks. He's not going to be able to get it all done at one time. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to educate the people out there. I mean, the panel, you look very intelligent. So, this isn't aimed at you. But there's a certain core of this fan base who just don't get it. So I want to educate everyone on assuming, right? When somebody assumes of something, you tell them this. When you assume, right, I don't know if you can see this, but I've had to write this back to front so it shows up on my camera the right way. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So anyone that assumes something about you, tell them that.
Yeah, because most of this fan base think that we're just going to have a divine right to just cruise through the Champions League next year. What happens if we get a crazy? What if we get a crazy group next year? Right out the gate. Wouldn't it be poetic justice if we turn around and draw Real Madrid in the group next year?
That's possible.
After talking all that trash, because if you notice, everybody we talk trash about, we have to end up seeing them again. Look at Liverpool this weekend. Guard of honor, older guard of honor. We have the older guard of honor this weekend.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God.
I'm not watching
again. But for this manager, JB, it's 3 times. One is a player, 2 is a manager.
Crazy.
He has brought failure all the way from when he was playing back to all the way through to now. Nobody's brought that up. He gave United a guard of honor, and now he's giving Liverpool another guard of honor, and now he's giving one with a guard of honor with people around.
And what makes it worse, Matty, is that we've got ex-players that also back this man.
Ray Paula.
Ray Paula. Did you hear him this morning?
Yeah, Ali Adier. That's why he on that ad. That's why that's why he's on the Heritage ad.
Ray Paula. If you got it quiet, brother.
They're getting checks. I want to hear what Emmanuel Petit got to say. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear what he got to say about it. I want to hear what Lauren. What some of these other players got to say here. What they have to say about it. We have too many. We have too many stooges in this football club that know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. and they consistently back this, and they're just as much as a problem as this fan base, because when they got their trophy, they got their medals, they've seen success, they've popped champagne after winning the game, they've ran and slid, they've jumped, they've seen confetti, they stood on podiums, and now all of a sudden, oh well, he's taking us in the right direction. Do you think Monsieur Wenger and when he first got here would have had 5 years to prove something in '96? No way, Jose. He said, I'll just show up and do it the first year. And got it done and said, I'll show you again that I'll do it. And then I'll do it again. And I'll keep doing it. Hell, I'm tired of doing this. Let's go undefeated. That's what he did. This fool shows up, we go backwards. And people keep trying to justify his failure. Oh, man, he's brought us from hell. He's brought us from over here. No, we're going towards hell. People don't realize it. We're headed that way. All signs point to something bad is coming. Just look at the way we flamed out this week. Look at the way we flamed out against Newcastle. 10-man united. We didn't even get started in the FA Cup good. Couldn't even get started, gentlemen. And then here we are. Same old. This manager, he gets into these press conferences. He's talking in riddles. He's a wordsmith. He's just trying to maneuver. He's saying this, he's saying that. And he ain't saying nothing about I failed and this is on me. Now, one time since all of this has happened this year, have you heard him come out and say the buck stops with me? Something that would at least show you a little bit of humbleness. He has no humbleness. This is why superstars don't last. This is why we couldn't sign, why we had so much trouble signing major players over the summer. It's not so much as Edu. We know Edu has a part in it, but we know the real reason is when it's time for somebody to go meet this manager, they say, nah, nope. What did Willian do? Willian said, nah, nope. I've seen this before. I'm out of here. Y'all can have it. Goodbye. Good riddance. Good. I'm out. Aubameyang knocking him out. What does he have to knock him out for? Well, that tell you all you need to know. So if you got players knocking you out, then that just about let you know. All my years of following Arsenal, I've never heard a player knocking out Arsene Wenger. But all of a sudden, this joker gets here, and you got people knocking him out. I told Normski this today. For all my old heads in here that remember this, y'all remember when Mikel Arteta was in this team? What was the rumors about Mikel Arteta? He was the teacher's pet. He didn't get too many players really got along with him. Now, am I speaking or am I speaking? Because I'm telling you, a lot of players
You're speaking, brother.
They get along with him. How many times you hear Santi Gazzola talk high regards about this man? When we won the FA Cup that year, and he was out there on the podiums in jeans, everybody was looking at him like, "What you doing, bro? You ain't helped win this. You didn't have a part in this."
Aaron Ramsey was talking. Yeah.
The player he lived off the back of Ozil. He lived off the back of Giroud. He lived off the back of Cazorla. He lived off the back of Ramsey. He lived off the back of Sanchez. This brother here ain't done what people think he's done. He was an emergency buy at the 11th hour.
Facts.
He was, matter of fact, he was the last signing that day. He pulled up the London Colney in his BMW. I remember watching it on Sky Sports. He was the last signing. This brother is a fraud. And it's about time people start realizing it. And going forward, I'm going to tell each and every one of you all on this panel, do not refer to him as a rookie manager anymore. This is year 5. He is no longer as a rookie manager. He's a loser. That's what you refer to him as. He's now a loser.
Matty, do you remember that King of the Hill? What is it? I can't remember the name of the episode. Where he's like, "You're a loser. You're a loser. You should be ashamed."
That's him.
That's him, bro.
That's a pretty good Hank Hill impersonation.
Matty, facts, man. Facts, bro.
Matty, that was sick, man.
Yeah, great cook.
Right. He was not only a subpar replacement for Fabregas, but he was also a subpar ultimately a subpar replacement for Wenger. He was never good
That's
enough.
a great point.
He was never good enough to wear the badge, and he was certainly damn near nowhere near good enough to represent the club at any type of management scale.
It's failed.
Yeah.
The process
Yeah.
has failed.
I'm gonna bring in a new fella, unbiased Guna. Come on, because we've got some of the OGs in the head, brother. I'm gonna bring you on, have your say, and then we'll sort of roll off. One second, mate, then I'll let you go.
Okay, Aaron.
But yeah, jump on, Giza. I'm biased. Have your say. You wanted to have a little cook of the manager, and then we got to roll off. Yeah, brother.
Hey,
Big up,
what's
man.
up, guys? What's up, guys? Yeah, first thing I want to say big up to Aaron, big up to DJB, big up to Journeyman, Nat, Matt also, Southern Gunner, you know, speaking some facts, Barca fan, and Macy. Where do I begin with this guy, Arteta, man? Where do I begin with this guy? From day one, when they were, I guess when Unai Emery got sacked, and they were putting in like the favorites and names for who's gonna take over. And I saw this clown. I was like, where is our club going to? This once great, iconic club, big club, right? Moving like a bunch of, like we're Brighton, not even Brighton, like we're Burnley or Southampton, us fans. And that's another thing that, honestly, I feel like that's what's giving Arteta the braveness to do what he's doing, is because he gets away with it. You finish eighth. What was the other fucking one? Eighth, I think fifth, second, and second. Yet they're praising him like he's a generational coach, some legendary manager. Are these guys forgetting? Before Emery, we had fucking Arsene Wenger, who we forced out of the club, by the way, because he wasn't delivering what we needed. Our greatest ever fucking coach, we forced him out of the club, and we're accepting this from Mikel Arteta. Like Southern Guna was saying, I don't want stuff about him being a rookie manager anymore, because he's had 5 years in the job. He's done fuck all apart from bottling the league title, Carabao, FA Cup, Champions League, Europa League. He can't get any big players in because he's scared of their ego. He can't manage pressure situations. He has a problem with managing games. He has an ego. And I don't know where he gets this ego from, because you've won fuck all. You're a Pep side thing. Basically a panic buy for us when we needed a midfielder. You were a shit player, shit fucking coach. And I don't know, man. I just feel like this guy needs to get the fuck out of our club. I don't want to sound toxic. I don't want to sound negative, but it's just like I've had enough, you know. Like
you're saying,
I'm a young fan, so I respect guys like DJB and once a Guna always. Once a Gooner, always a Gooner.
Yeah, man.
Because
do you know what? It's really refreshing to have a young fan like you come on and speak like this. Absolutely refreshing, my friend.
Yeah, and
whereabouts are you in the world? I'm biased. Whereabouts are you in the world?
Well,
sorry?
I was
Whereabouts
born and
the
raised
world,
in the Caribbean. I was born and raised in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, but I live in Canada now.
Oh, nice, man. Oh, so we've finally got a Canada fan that speaks sense, because I don't know if you know a gal, man.
Yeah, Igal, that guy's a clown. That guy's a clown.
Igal, you're the D gal, isn't it?
I respect his opinion, because at the end of the day, that's what we come on YouTube for, to give our opinion.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
it's like at some point, you have to be fucking real, brother. Because if you say you love the club, right? You want to see the club succeed, no matter who's in the club. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not a Saka fan. I love Saka. I'm not a Saka fan, an Odegaard fan, or Arteta fan. None of these guys. These guys come and go. We're here forever. After we die, the club's still gonna be here. And like I was saying, I respect guys like DJB and once a Guna, always a Guna, because these guys have been here from day one. They've seen us at our highs, at our lows, back again at our highs, and back again at our lows. You know, you guys have been to the Emirates, something that I dream of doing. And it's like this is a great club, man. You know, it's being ran to shit because you have fans accepting mediocrity and all this nonsense going on. We have a board that's incompetent. You know, we have guys in positions that realistically shouldn't be there. They have no experience to be there. Do you think Real Madrid is gonna go and get fucking, let's say, Sami Khedira with no fucking experience? Do you really think they're gonna go do that?
Oh, they would never, bro.
Look at Carlo. He won a Champions League. Did he win the league? I don't think he won the league with. Yeah, he did win the league with Madrid. He won the
Yeah.
league, won the Champions League. He's in fucking second place, and they're getting rid of him. Look at Barca. They had a legendary player, Xavi, at the helm. He won a fucking league title, and they still said, you know what? Not good enough.
Yeah,
Gotta
bro,
go.
I
Brother,
understand,
brother,
Xavi.
you don't even have to go as high as that. Look at Leeds United, just been promoted from the Championship.
Exactly.
100 points, 100 fucking points as well.
Exactly.
You know what it is?
You don't even have to go as high as Real Madrid.
Fucking arrogance. Has all this fucking arrogance, and he can't even win us an FA Cup. You won an FA Cup with Aubameyang, and the first thing you do was bend him. And yet from that day, you haven't fucking replaced a striker. You go to Chelsea and collect their garbage for 65 million, and fucking Jorginho for 20 million, and you have quote unquote real Arsenal fans talking about thanks for the service, Jorginho. What the fuck did Jorginho do? What did he do?
Yeah, and
You know what it is?
And then we have Man United, and Spurs in a Europa League final, and we have people talking about they don't care. Brother, I've seen us finish 5th. Like I said, I've seen us finish 8th and all this type of stuff. To me, this is one of the worst seasons as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Boring football. Shit fucking coach talking about we had the better team, even though we just got destroyed by PSG. We were lucky that time only finished fucking 3-1. It should have been 6-7. But what do we know? We're negative, right? Even though we just want the best for our club.
No,
facts, man. I ain't disagreeing with any of that.
Mate, well done.
I ain't disagreeing with any of that, bro.
Such a refreshing opinion, really.
I had more to say, but Southern Gunnar basically said everything. So
Yeah. Well, listen,
Matty's a G, bro. Matt's a G.
There was a point that Matt said very well about Arteta. Like, he ain't no rookie manager. He's just a guy that has no experience. But I will give my own experience on, like, I will say who a rookie manager, like, I will say, like, a manager that has done his job and has got their clubs to their own clubs to their respective, like, things. Cesc Fabregas, first season as a manager, got Como promoted back to Serie A. Xabi Alonso, first rookie manager for himself, like, gets Leverkusen out of the drop zone, and then last season wins the Bundesliga title with them. And this year he's announcing that he's leaving Leverkusen until the end of the season. So big up Xabi Alonso. Another rookie manager, Scott Parker, Burnley manager, got them promoted back to the Premier League, by the way. Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson got Wrexham promoted to the Championship in only like the 3rd year that Wrexham are promoted. So why can't we go and get him? Because he's an expert when it comes to getting Wrexham promoted from the National League to League 2, then League 2 to League 1, now League 1 to the Championship. So why can't we go and get Phil Parkinson? That's a good option, because why do we need to still continue to stick with the Spanish Johnny English? And people can say that, oh, but why? He's an Arsenal legend. How is he an Arsenal legend? We only bought
He's the
him.
Spanish Bruce Real.
Yeah, and the thing is, people are saying, oh, but he was part of the Arsenal squad that won two FA Cups. Well, so what? That doesn't change the fact that he has done nothing since winning that FA Cup, and the fact that he absolutely got the squad out that won that FA Cup. You know, Aubameyang, David Luiz, Pepe, Martinez, Lacazette, all these players out.
Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, Kieran Tierney, my baller. Hopefully next season when he goes to Celtic, I hope he smashes it and get a Premiership trophy next season.
He'll win a trophy next season.
Yeah, he will. He'll do well. He won't be at Celtic for that long.
You leave Arsenal and win.
Yeah, and look at Aubameyang. His club are in a Saudi final. He's just got them to a Saudi final. And David Luiz, like a legend. Like, look what he's doing. He's balling in Brazil with São Paulo, and and people and Lacazette like firing in goals at Lyon and
You know
Pepe.
what? Yo, my bad to cut you off, but Aubameyang, I don't know why you guys got rid of him, because when he came to us for free, he was
manager.
Our manager called him.
Bro, that hurt.
That
Arteta had a spine and a sack, and Mikel Arteta is intimidated by people that have a spine and a sack.
Main character syndrome. He's a side man pretending to be a main man. He's a bitch.
I'll make an interesting point. Had we had Oba in the last 3 seasons, I guarantee you we would have won a fucking trophy.
You probably won the league.
Guarantee.
Yeah,
would have won the league.
Look what
Guaranteed.
Oba's been doing since he left Arsenal. He went
Yeah.
to Barcelona. He scored goals there for fun, and then when he came back to the Premier League at Chelsea, things didn't work out well for him. But look what he did when he left Chelsea. He went to Marseille and scored goals for them there. And then after that, he went to a Saudi club. And what happened? He got them to a final. And big up to him. If he was still here, we would already be winning a trophy. And now that he's not here, we're finished.
And that's the thing.
Exactly.
Aubameyang's a guy who, like, this guy just scores goals. Wherever he goes, that's where you have to respect Aubameyang. Regardless where he goes, he scores at least 20 goals, at least, right? And you look at this Arsenal lineup, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, as a neutral, I see Saka, fair enough, he's consistent. So it's just Saka, though. The rest of the front line, nobody's consistent. So at least if you have Saka and Aubameyang, now you have 2 guys who you can say, you know what, they're going to have solid seasons. Because Liverpool had that when they were winning the leagues, right? But I don't know. Mikel Arteta.
That's crazy.
And also defenses would not be doubling up on Saka. Like they would have to deal with Aubameyang as well.
No, but I don't know why he got rid of Aubameyang. The guy, he doesn't look like a bad guy. He looks like a happy guy.
Yeah, but people are saying
absolutely embarrassing.
Aubameyang missed the trainings.
When you're gone, mate, Macy, I'm going to bring Matty in on this. Yeah,
it's okay. Aubameyang. But I hear a lot of fans saying, "Oh, but Aubameyang missed a training session when Arsenal played Tottenham in the North London derby. So what? If he missed a training session, that doesn't mean that this manager has to drop him out of the squad. For what purpose?
Nah, I don't understand.
Embarrassing. He keeps. This is what pisses me off about Arteta. You say you're a fan. Stop fucking embarrassing the club. Stop going in the media and saying fucking foolishness time after time after time after again. Stop leaving the squad dry and trusting in these bum ass players that you think because you spent 65 fucking million or whatever bozo ass price you spent on them that they're justified. Stop doing that. Stop going to our rivals and taking their shitty players, bringing them here, put them on gudges, and don't fucking play them. What's the point?
Yeah.
Stop putting all this pressure on. How old is Saka? 21, 22? 20, yeah, around that age. Stop putting all that pressure on a young ass player. Saka shouldn't be the focal point. When I say focal point, I mean he shouldn't be our star man. I don't say that not to knock Saka. I'm saying for a guy that's so young, you put all that pressure on him, knowing all the stuff that he's been through, and you have to go out and get somebody that could share that pressure with him. Like you said, if you have Aubameyang up top, all that pressure is not on Saka. Saka doesn't get double 2-3 times a game because what our opponents are doing, right? They know that, bro, if you stop Saka, their attack is doing nothing.
And you know what's the funniest
part?
But
then they're going to come out.
Real quick, my bad, bro. It's
just quickly. After this, Barca reacts. I'm biased, so obviously I'll keep it Arsenal, man. Have your last little bits, and then I want to bring Matty on this, yeah.
All right. So you know what's the funniest part? I don't know if it was a PR move or anything, but if you guys were truly linked with what was it, Watkins from Villa, Aubameyang's a better version of Watkins. Anybody who's watched Watkins, he's highs and lows. Aubameyang's a more guaranteed.
Man.
So why'd you get rid of Aubameyang? I still don't get it. Till this day, he's a better version of Watkins. He's more consistent. He's a veteran. He's won more trophies. He's done it in different leagues. He scored UCL goals. I think he's the Europa top goal scorer. So I just don't get it, to be honest. I never understood that one because you guys haven't recovered from it.
Here, brother, I got you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, all of this goes back to the psychology of Mikel Arteta. And since he's been here, he has attempted to create this, this completely authoritarian and fallible persona that he cannot get anything wrong. He's
a terrorist.
He is correct. Well, he's certainly that, but he is not only omnipotent, he is omnibenevolent, and he's certain, and every decision is never wrong. It creates this cult-like personality, and anyone who challenges it, anyone who attempts to find a blemish in the perfect facade that was being built up, they are suddenly banished. So you see people like Aubameyang, who certainly was a challenge to him in the dressing room, and Aubameyang, was actively, let go under the precipice of, he was too much on the wage bill. With that being said, everything that they were complaining about in All or Nothing, they just happened to recreate it at a much deeper and greater scale than what we have, rather than what they had walked into and started to complain about. So ultimately, when it came down to, players leaving, or even like, for example, like ESR, like he had that, rather, like he was fit, he was playing for England's U21 team, and Mikel Arteta was saying that he was injured and not able to play. Mikel Arteta is the death of football careers, and I swear, I pray for players like Ethan to really consider reaching out to their agent and finding a move outward.
Facts. I'll call him career ender, because he is. It's a fact. Barca X, I've put your link in the chat. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm biased as well, man. That was a belter of a debut, man. You'll have to come on again, brother. Talking absolute facts. I love it, man. Yeah. Come on.
If you guys, if you guys don't mind, you could sub to my channel, Unbiased Gunnar ENT. I'm still a little new to this, still trying to get comfortable being on camera and all that type of stuff. I just have a lot to say about this club and all this type of stuff, man, because
that was a good start.
It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. I know I'm a young fan. A lot of older fans may, but it's like, bro, I love this club, man. I'm an Arsenal steward too. I could remember when we got beat. I remember when we got beat 8-2 a room with fucking United, and I had to suck that up. And to see this club being like this right now, after all the stuff that us fans have been through, absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Nah. Mate, I thought that was a fantastic thing. You've been spitting facts, and I think, was it DJB or someone else said on the panel, it's just refreshing hearing a younger fan, do you know what I mean, just coming on who's an Arsenal fan and talking absolute, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
facts,
his passion reminds me of me when I was younger. That's how, and I'm still passionate, but he reminds me of myself when I was younger.
Yeah, no.
That's a big compliment coming from you.
And come on again, brother. Come on, you're more than welcome. Barca Reacts, what you got coming up, bro?
Definitely will.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I got a preview of the Real Madrid game. We got a big game in La Liga, right? I mean, we could clinch it, but also it can be a nightmare if we lose, right? And then we got basically a watch along. So that's basically a watch along preview. If you're interested in anything La Liga, obviously more streams, bro. I mean, I'm going to talk about the UCL on my channel, sadly. I know Arsenal had a bad result. Oh, my God. I don't want to speak about my result because that one hurt, man. I already said it before. But listen, I mean, I'll say this before I leave, right? The worst thing that Mikel Arteta did, I feel like, is after the game when PSG are through, why would you say that? Why would you lie to the fans that you guys were the best team in the competition? Because let's be real, we've been watching, right? But PSG outplayed you guys from, like, let's be real, both legs. I think that scoreline was lenient. And now, it's the thing that a lot of football fans, and they know this, the managers, they're going to take the manager's word as, like, gospel. You know what I'm saying? They will not question it. They're not going to even question what the manager, they're just going to believe it. They're going to say, do you know more than the manager? Listen, Mikel Arteta did that on purpose because there's a part of the fan base that are going to always back him. But I don't like managers that do that. My manager, the former one, Xavi, when he kept blaming the refs, I was like, yo, brother, I don't want you as my manager, bro. That's it. I'm tired of it. And you know what? I don't know when Arteta leaves, but big up Aaron for the 1K, right? Listen, I got my things to do too, but big up, right? Subscribe to Aaron.
Legend,
big up to the panel, DJB, the rest of the guys, Matt, you know what I'm saying, right? And I'll see y'all, bro. Peace.
Big up to you, man.
Big up, brother. All the best.
Big
You,
up, bless
man.
my friend.
Big up to you, brother. Big up, man. It's always nice, isn't it, having younger fans on that knowing their stuff, man. Yeah, man. So I want to bring in the OGs with on this year, man, and big up to both of them for coming on as well. Both of you, wicked, man. So a little segment that I like doing, bruv. Regression FC. It's sort of updated every single week. I love doing this because it's just a nice bit of a graphic to just show people how we're not progressing. On to the next. Next year will be our season. Yeah, well, this is why, everyone, we have the opinion that we do. Because guess what? The last 2 years were horrendous. So let's just try and find the progression on all of these metrics, shall we? Wins, okay, yep, down on every single one of them. 18 compared to 25 and then 25. Okay, so seven less wins every year. Okay, the draws, look how astronomically high they are. 13 in the last 2 seasons combined. That's the same amount, 13. Losses, okay, surely that's any better. All right, yep, 4 this year, 5 at this stage last year, and 6 at this stage last year. Wow, okay, only 1. But then again, there's 8 more draws, so that's probably why. Goals 4, surely that's better because we don't need a striker, do we? Remember, we do not need a striker. So goals 4, and it's a community. That's how we score our goals. It's a community. Okay, goals 64 goals compared to 85 last season, 21 behind, 21 goals less. But we don't need a striker. Remember that. We absolutely, well and truly, do not need a striker. Oh, and 19 less than the previous season as well, 2 years ago. But what about the defence? Is the best defence in the league. Oh, it's conceded 3 more goals than last year. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Slightly better than 2 years before, but it's the best defence, but it's not progressing either. Funny that, isn't it? So goal difference, how's that having a little goosey? Let's have a little look at the goal difference. We've got 33 goal difference. Oh, last year it was 57. Oh, okay, 24 less then. Okay, what about the year before? 44. Okay, still 11 less. But surely the points difference is going to be a little bit better, surely. 81 2 years ago when we bottled it. 80 last year when we bottled it. Oh, 67 this year. Okay, it's not getting any better, is it then? And what about the points gap? 2 years ago, we were 1 point behind. Last year, we were 1 point in front. Oh, now we're 15 points behind. Oh, okay then. So when we're not getting any better then. Matty, it's damning every single week and the stats don't get better. What do you reckon on this, my brother? This is progression, apparently. This is progression. Give him another year.
F, 67. In America, it's an F. Seymour knows I'm talking. That's an F right there. 67. That's an F. Did not try. This is, bro. He set up there today talking about the points total that Liverpool had. We would have won the past 2 times. Look at this right here. Just look at that. 67. 8 points and we balled it. 2 points behind last year. 15 points back.
And counting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming to 20 coming to a theater near you. And you're gonna look up next season, and that 2 on the far, that 2, that 1 and 2 over there on the left hand side there on 23 and 24. See that 1 and that 2? That'll be 5 and 7 for Arsenal. Won't even be close next year. Won't even be close. They can go sign Zubamendi. They can go sign. They can sign whoever they want to sign. The manager's still here. Odegaard is still here. Some of these players are still here. Yeah. See, the root of the problem is still there. It's like a root canal. You can get all of the amoxicillin you want until the tooth is extracted. It's going to keep coming back. This manager is like a root canal. It wakes you up at 3 a.m. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. You can't get the pain out your system. You look at this right here. We have completely gone backwards. Well, I mean, technically, we already headed that way anyway. And then what the worst part about this, gentlemen, the worst part about this, and this goes under the radar, Manchester City was nowhere to be seen the first half of this year.
Facts.
And these jokers are about to come right past us. I mean, it's like the home street coming right down the interstate. And they look, and then what's going to be so bad is they're going to come by all my youngsters in here that play Mario Kart. You know, when Luigi pass you, you know that look when Luigi when he pass you. That's exactly how City going to be looking at us when they pass us.
Yeah.
And we have completely made fools about ourselves. Listen, how is it that we find innovative ways to make fools out of ourselves?
Every year,
Aaron. Every year we find innovative ways to make fools out of ourselves. Every year, we are the new Spurs.
Arteta, the innovator.
This is what Spurs, this is the kind of stuff Spurs used to do. This is the kind of stuff Spurs used to do. One day Ramos, Mario, you know. This is the stuff they used to do. We'll do just like comedic stuff.
Villas-Boas stank the place.
Villas-Boas, yeah. Villas-Boas, yeah. And then you look at us and we're doing the same exact thing. The same exact thing. And people will go, oh, well, look where we finished. Look, we're in second place. What are you complaining about? How many people would love to be in our place? People will love to be where we are. That's like yesterday on Potts when JB was on there, and now everybody wants to go. Oh, they just wants to win a European. They want to win a Europa League. Completely missed the point. It's about if you're in the competition, do you want to win the competition? But our fan base hears that and they go, "Well, I'd rather be in the quarterfinal of the Champions League." Yeah, but what's the trophy?
Matty, I had worse. Sorry to come in. I had worse than that. Guys would rather lose the semi-final of the European Cup rather than win the Europa Cup.
I mean, that's disgraceful. That's absolutely disgraceful. So just very quickly, Matt Lee.
Because it's a better competition. So they're saying losing the semi-final is a better option than winning the Europa Cup.
But if we're not careful, DJB, we'll end up like Newcastle. Never mind Tottenham. Newcastle won their first trophy since 1969. Yeah. 1969.
Yeah, I know.
I was barely floating in my old man's sack. What are we talking about here, people? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and those Newcastle fans, they're amazing. I don't know how they got that patience, but, you know, this is the same Newcastle that 95 to 97, you know, Aaron, you'll probably remember, DJB, Matt, you'll definitely remember, like, challenging where we are now, challenging for the Premier League. But guess what? Great team, but they didn't win it. Where are we now? Look at this regression that, you know, Aaron, like this table is the epitome of regression. There is no other word about it. People could talk about the points, yeah? I'm looking at more than just the points. I'm looking at the lack of wins. Way too many draws. Oh, but we've got the same losses as 23. I don't give a shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at the goals we've scored. 64 goals. With 35 games played. That's embarrassing, yo. That is fucking embarrassing. I'm like, dude, like, but then it's our defense is elite. I don't care if we conceded 31 or 21. We could have conceded 21 goals this season, but only scored like 51. Where would we be then? But because from what I see, and this is just from what I see us going down to, 5th, 6th, maybe even 7th. 7th is Conference League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we are in such dire straits unless Andrea Mafioso, bad boy Berta, pulls something out of the hat. And Matt, you've been on this since day one, so big up, brother. Big up. Like, I genuinely believe Berta's here to do some real shit. Now, can he do it in the space of a year? Who knows?
No.
Who knows? Because I'll give him a year. You know, I'm not thinking like a gal where, you know, oh, he's just here to help Arteta's process along. The process has failed. The process has absolutely failed. Like, what are we doing here, people? All I want to see next season is for us to be up there and start winning. Not competing, not challenging. I want to see us winning. Start winning, because winning not only breeds confidence, it breeds mentality. And that's the one thing we are lacking in this football club. With everything we've all said, you, Aaron, DJB, Dr. Seymour, Macy, and of course, Matt, your damn self as well. Big up every single time to all of you. It's the mentality. We lack mentality at this football club. The one thing that annoys me with the Igals, with the Christians, the Strictos, whoever else, the Julians, the Robbies, whatever, yeah? Their mentality, it disturbs me, among other things. But that's the number one thing about this football. It disturbs me. The lack of mentality, the ambition. You know, it's not patience for patience sake anymore. This is just straight delusion. You know, like some of these motherfuckers need to be sectioned, I swear. I swear, because this is beyond the joke now, people. Like, we are here, you know, looking at this, and all we see is failure. But if you show other Arsenal fans, they'll just see, oh, it's just a little, what was that other phrase that they like to pull out? You know, a bump in the road. Remember hearing that shit? You know, another catchphrase of theirs or whatever. Yeah. Like, yo, it's beyond the joke, man. Like, trust me. And I've said this before. When Lego Head finally leaves London Colney, goes out of them gates, I'm celebrating. I'll do a one-man rave. I don't care. I am celebrating one way or the other, because these fans, like, they don't deserve shit. But we, on the other hand, we deserve better. The reason why we deserve better is because we've been wanting this club to succeed. We're not even saying that you have to play beautiful football. We're not saying that he has to win every single game. We're not saying that he has to get this player and we'll only accept this player, or it's complete failure, unless obviously we don't win something, then obviously that's failure. We just want our team to do the very best and do what's required to get over the line. Is it that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask? Like, come on. Like what are we doing here, people? Like,
you know, like, and what I wanted, you know, like, rather like to respond is that, you know, like, this isn't just a root canal, unfortunately. I think that's even like a disservice to, you know, poor hygiene. You know, like what this is gangrene. You know, and in case anyone's not familiar with gangrene, it is a very contagious disease, very common in the 1800s. A lot of circumnavigators of the world, they had actually contracted gangrene. Like, in fact, I think his name was Carrillo. He had discovered a lot of the coast of California. But in any case, Mikel Arteta is gangrene, and the way that they had cured gangrene was amputation. We need to amputate the likes of Arteta, the Cronkies, and the Arteta sexuals from this club. But ultimately, you know, like, and just as well, like, to your point, like, with respect to transfers, like, we could even bring in prime Ronaldo El Fenomeno. We could bring in Ibrahimovic. This manager would convert them into an inverted defensive midfielder. We could bring in prime Marcelo. He would try to convert him into a center back or a defensive midfielder. We could bring in Fabio Cannavaro. Oh no, he's playing at right back. We could bring in, I don't know, Lionel Messi, and he would also probably screw up that player too. You
could go find a root worker and dig up Maradona and Pele.
Right.
Wouldn't matter. You could get Christ. It wouldn't matter.
Jesus Christ, like, oh man.
This manager would turn Maradona into, I don't know, Ryan Shawcross.
Macarena. Yeah. He'll turn Maradona into Macarena. Do you know what I'm saying? And all of that shit. Man.
Doing all of that.
Wild, brother.
Yeah, that's frustrating. DJB, what do you reckon on the old regression, mate?
Says it all. Says it. It says it all in front of everyone's eyes. Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, look. So let's put it in perspective, right? At the start of the season, we were favourites to win this Premier League.
Yeah,
we were favourites. Pundits, you ask all the people in the know and everything else, who's going to win the league? Arsenal. Who's going to win the league? Arsenal. They're only one signing away. If they can get a number 9, if they can get a striker, I think they could do it this season. This is what we was hearing. If they can go and get that striker. So everyone was saying it. Fans were saying it. The media was saying it. Ex-players were saying it. Top players were saying it. Everyone knew about it. So what did he go and do? He goes and signs a defensive midfield player and plays him as a number 9 alongside an already midfield player that we've got as a number 9, but he's injured. And then he goes and signs a centre-back and plays him at left-back. So he hasn't even given himself a chance of getting over the line by making the right signing.
Right.
If he'd have had the right signings in place over the last 2-3 seasons, we probably would only be looking at 1 or 2 players this season. That's all we might needed. Now we need 6, 7, 8, 9 players because he hasn't.
I think we need 11, mate.
He hasn't done what he was meant to be doing. He's not prepared this team to win a competition. He has completely gone all around the edges and not attacked the core element that we need to win a competition.
Not good enough.
And the thing is, the problem is, right, the problem is now, is you, as I said to you earlier in the stream, you're in a situation now where the Cronkies don't know whether to stick or twist on this because they've given him a major contract. They're paying him a lot of money and they want to justify that money. So they're like, well, what do we do? Do we give him another chance? Do we not give him another chance? So this is where Berta comes in. But Berta's job is not just to buy players. He's got to sort contracts out. He's also there to feed back information. He's been employed by the owners. He's not associated with a club. He's had no previous experience with a club. He's solely there from the owners. So his job will be now to see what goes on in the summer. He's going to dangle the carrot. He'll probably do, I can see him giving some Arteta some reins. Let's see if he's going to go and hang himself with these.
Hey, JB, this what he going to do?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Funny fucker.
But what he's going to do, he's going to set a trap, Matty. Matty's going to set the trap up. He's going to set the trap up and he's going to give him, he's signing what he wants. And when it fails, he can then go back to the Cronkies and go, there you go. I've told you.
Andrea Mafioso, bad boy, Berta, mate.
Yeah.
Yo, Aaron.
You know, there's a classic rap.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
Oh, Aaron, could you bring up the graphics table?
I was going to say, like,
could you bring up the graphics table? And there's something I would like to point out. You see the 2022-2023.
So I'll get you in Doc afterwards. Yeah.
So this could have been our year if our CEO on the 12th of January came out and said, when somebody said to him, do you believe Arsenal are in the title race? But then Vinay said the most stupidest thing I have ever heard him say. Oh, it don't matter. Top 4 is the aim of the game because we want to get back to the Champions League. That fucking Shah Rukh Khan looking CEO. I'm sick of this guy. Ian Wright as well. Like he said that. Oh, but I want Arsenal to get back to the Champions League, and I can't wait for the next phase. That bald-headed looking Dwayne Johnson. And the fact of the matter is that we were this close to winning that Premier League title if we hadn't bought Jorginho, because the one midfielder we should have got was Moises Caicedo, because I believe Caicedo was the key to our midfield. With him, Xhaka, and Odegaard, them three together would have been unstoppable.
What did we do instead, Macy? We bought Jorginho.
We bought a 31-year-old Luigi to this football club, who this year is going to Flamengo, and all our top gunners are saying, "Oh, we miss you, Jorginho. You'll always be a gunner." As the great Cody Rhodes used to say, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah,
He's serving salmonella, bro.
I've taken the page out of Cody's playbook.
Big up to Dale as well, man. Big up to you. He's put a donation in for the chair fund, because we need to get a new chair. The chair fund's well and truly on. Big up, Dale, brother.
Oh yes.
And it's, yeah, honestly, man, it's a pain in the fucking ass, quite literally. Yeah.
I need a new sleeping bag, Aaron. Mine's coming away from the Emirates, mate. It's worn out.
Yeah, boy, mate. That's the best time to have a snooze, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like Glastonbury there, mate. Queuing up for Glastonbury. Everyone's got their sleeping bags and their fucking pillars and all of that.
You don't get no sleep doing all these podcasts, mate. I know that.
Fucking ain't that the truth? But big up, Dale. What we saying here, man? Dale's going. All these top gooners complaining that City, Chelsea, United have bought trophies and 800 mil down the drain. Arsenal still cannot win anything. No. That is absolute facts. Go on, brother. Matty, this is your you take it.
Panel. Have you noticed something? Have you heard anything recently?
Besides like the average crying?
Did y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Y'all don't hear anything about 115 charges.
That's right.
Oh, Matty's starting. Goodness,
narrative stinker and hooked.
Hey, wait. Do y'all hear that too? Do you hear that? There's nothing else about referees in the league. When it was only 7 points behind, 3 points behind, 4 points behind, it's the referees. Now that we're 15 points behind, what the hell? Nobody cares.
The injuries are unprecedented.
Yeah,
now that we're 15 beyond.
Yeah.
PGOM is PGOMOL is against us.
Yeah. All this dried up now. All
the
this dried up.
Illuminati are against us too. So if you haven't heard,
Dr. Seema, what were you going to say about that analogy? There was a rap analogy that you were cooking in it, Doctor.
That's right. You know, I'm telling you, like, I swear, like, I mean, like, I'm putting a lot of stock in Andrea Berta. I really am. But I think that he's going to be arguably the most important signing off the field since David Dean was
100%.
here.
100%. He's been our most important signing for years.
And what I'm hoping that he emulates is that so like there's a song by Method Man and Redman. I can't remember the top of my head, but I remember this stanza, like, simply because it's absolute gas. Like, you take the gat, you kick the door, you yell out, "It's a stick up, hit the floor." Get the player that you want, bounce, leave the cash at hand. That's it. The end.
Yeah.
Facts, brother. Man, it's disappointing, isn't it? To see where we are, man, and how we've just absolutely been pathetic domestically, and just to know 100% that this Champions League semi-final, the quarter-final cup that we one's going to be lived off. They're going to live off of that for fucking years and years and years. We won't stop hearing about this now. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, but we beat Real Madrid." Who cares? This is what I was saying, and I'll make this point because it closes this off nicely with a Champions League thing. Yeah, who got into the semi-finals of the Champions League in 2008? No one gives a fuck. No one cares. No one cares. What about 2012? Who got in the semi-final then? No one cares. No one cares. I'm not even going to bother trying to remember because I don't care. It's just as simple as that. But they're going to live off of this, going, "Oh yeah, but we got into the quarterfinal." And someone made the point as well. I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been you, Matty. They'll expect us to get in next year. So they've got into the quarterfinal last year, the semi-final this year, automatically. And Matt is absolutely right. I'm sure it was you that said it. They'll think they'll get to the final next year, just like that. Just like that, 150%. They've automatically thought it.
We'll be in the playoffs next year. We'll be in the playoffs next year to get in the knockout phase.
That's what I think is going to happen. JB, I actually think that we're going to have. See, we had a favorable draw. We had a favorable draw.
Yeah.
We had a favorable group. You know,
you'll see a capitulation next season.
Yeah, because we didn't have the playoff to worry about. Our business was done.
Yeah,
you know? and we're gonna have to navigate all of this again. Carabao Cup, Champions League.
Yeah,
you know, all it's got to be re-navigated again, which pisses me off because we actually got to the semifinal of the Carabao Cup, got to the semifinal of the Champions League.
Yeah, we could have had them won. And concentrated on the Premiership next season.
Yeah, we could have had a double this year.
Yeah,
a legit double. We were actually in for it, and he pissed them away.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but if he'd have won the Champions League this year and the Carabao Cup, and we hadn't won it, and we didn't challenge next year in the Champions League, but we come out and won the Premiership, I'd have been more than happy with that.
Let's be real, guys. Let's be real, yeah? Roberto Di Matteo, mate, won the FA Cup and the Champions League with Chelsea in one season.
Yeah.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. But then the problem is these top gooners, they want to go on about, Arteta's the greatest thing, not even since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Since heavenly bread. Since like biblical scripture bread. Do you know what I'm saying? The bread that Jesus Christ gave to the disciples. Exactly.
Can I tell you my worry? I'll tell you this is my worry.
Go on, DJ.
This guy's going to have more money to spend, so we're going to be near on £1 billion this guy has had in his tenure. Yeah, let's just let that sink in.
The $1 billion man. That's his new name.
Right? Exactly. Now, we've seen what he's done to the likes of Martinelli. We've seen what he's done to Trossard. We've seen the players that he's not improved. So any player coming to the club now, this man ain't going to get the best out of him.
Yeah.
If Gyökeres comes to the club, which I don't think he will, but if he does, he's banging in 20-odd goals a season. Watch his goal tally drop under this manager. It will drop.
This is the same brother. This is the same guy, DJB, that started his trade in the Championship. He was playing for Coventry.
Yeah.
So he knows English football. It's not like he's new to this. Like Aubameyang and Lacazette, considerably.
And somebody told him that
he'll play him at left wing back.
A reporter said to him, like in an interview, saying, "Would you like to come back to England?" And then he said, "I'm enjoying Portugal." So that right there says that he ain't
going to He's going to Man United. If Man United win that Europa Cup, Macy, my friend,
correct.
He's played with them. He's played under Amorim before. He knows Amorim inside out. If Man United get in the Champions, if they win the Europa Cup and get in that Champions League, Gyökeres is either going there or Barcelona as a replacement for Lewandowski.
Yeah, there's been
two clubs he's going to.
Yeah, there's
Why would you come to Arsenal?
Going to Spain.
Why would you come to Arsenal?
Yeah, why?
Yeah. The only other team I would say that Gyökeres would go to is Barcelona because Lewandowski's like 37.
Yeah,
and they need a new gunman. Let's be real,
This guy, like he was chasing Havertz, this guy's been chasing Sesko. The reason why he wants Sesko is because Sesko suits the style of how he plays. Right, and this guy will get Sesko, and Sesko is just another project. He's not an established striker. He'll go and get Sesko because he thinks that he'll be able to kind of mould him into the way he plays, and he has to justify. He don't really want to bring in anyone that's bigger than Kai Havertz because he has to justify playing Kai Havertz. He has to because he's obsessed. He's obsessed by certain players. Kai Havertz is his main one. Calafiori's another one. All these players he will justify getting. Marino's another one. All these players he will justify getting into the team by hook or by crook.
He's been justifying Odegaard for years, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like maiden captain.
Odegaard, he should have made an example of Odegaard in that semi-final. That would have been all the inspiration those players would have needed. Your captain dropped in a semi-final.
Oh, DJ,
wow. Mentally can you imagine how that would have, the team would have gone, hang on a minute, he's dropped the captain. We better. And if he'd have started that young kid and dropped the captain, that's the only motivation that side would have needed.
Yeah, and another thing that pissed
And he
me
hasn't got
off
the balls.
was the fact that Miles Lewis-Skelly was dropping a stinker. I get it, but I feel so bad for this kid. And the fact of the matter is, this manager took him off like he should have taken him off like a few minutes ago, but instead he took him off when PSG were about to take their penalty, and he brings on Calafiori. Like, for what purpose? You could have brought in, like, you could have taken Skelly off before
the back.
Yeah, but instead he leaves him on until PSG's penalty was about to be taken. The absolute arrogance of this manager is so
you know the crazy thing. I'll say this. I'm gonna get ready to turn in a second, Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up in a minute anyway.
I am spent, but them 2 nights with Leah get you, boy. I'm telling you, Leah.
That 12-hour stream, man.
I've had Dan Potts, and then after Dan Potts, I went straight on with Lee, and they were 2 heavy streams, man. I'm done.
But the thing that's just the most asinine of this manager. Shout out to Kyle, by the way. I see you, bro.
Big up Kyle.
We love Kyle, bro. Every time, bro.
This manager.
Big up the Kyle, man.
We need offense to win the game. He goes and gets defense. And he does it every time. I tell y'all, all you got to do is watch him. When it's a game and we go behind, just start looking at him. You see his face. He's looking around. He doesn't know what to do. The set piece coach is up. He's up moving around, fidgeting. You can tell when it's out of control. You can tell. I saw it last year against Liverpool. I saw it the year before that against Liverpool when Zinchenko was playing left back, and me and Lee was saying get him off. And then the manager was looking around and shifty. And then when PSG went up the other night, he didn't know what to do. There was nothing he could do. There was nothing he could think of in his mind. Nobody gave him a sheet of paper with something. Sometimes somebody give you something. Just here, man, read this. Take off Odegaard. Bring on. He didn't even get that sheet of paper from nobody. He had no clue of what to do. He had no clue of
see it in his face, couldn't you, Matty?
Yeah. Because look how old he looks now. Look how he's aged. Look how he's aged. Slot still looks fresh. First year, he still looks fresh. Amarin still looks fresh. Even though Amarin's over, he still looks fresh. Look at this manager. This manager looks like he's aged 10 years.
Massively, isn't it?
Yeah, since he's been here.
Massively.
You know why, Aaron? He's got to keep up. He's got to keep up with all the lies.
Yeah, and the lies age you. The lies age you, Matt, big time. I'll just say this, like Matt, you were spot on, mate. Like this guy literally took the term, and you and Dr. Seymour, you'll know this, defense wins championships, right? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's American football, basketball, I mean, in a lot of team sports, really, Arteta took that term literally. Why do you think we have so many defenders, guys? Why do you think we have so many defenders in our team, and yet we're still light? Bottom line, I know you want to wrap up, Aaron. Yeah, this guy is done. Whether it's the end of this year by Christmas, I'm with DJB. I think he'll be gone by Christmas.
Yeah,
but I could see him staying until the end of next season. But either way, whether it's the end of this year or end of next season, next year, he's done. That's it. Gone. Game over.
The process is failed, unfortunately.
As Dwayne used to do.
Yeah. Nah, facts, man. Like I said, we will have a little wrap up. Everyone's links are pinned in the chat. People that have been, people that are in here. So make sure you go and follow it, including DJB's new channel, man.
Yeah, get on
Yeah.
it, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any last words from anyone before we close up?
Yeah.
Go on.
I actually had a question for you, DJV.
Yeah, go on, man.
So like I know that you've been you've certainly been supporting this club for a very long time, right? And I've been trying to look back through history. I mean, like I've only been supporting this club now since '97. Like I was 5 years old. So that was the first game that I watched. But even in the years past and to present day, I can't think of a worse captain than Martin Odegaard. I mean, like you could say that Gallus and Arteta himself, like they were also pretty, shoddy captains, but Odegaard, I mean, he is. I mean, I've always had two types of captains as examples, like Tony Adams, and then Cesc Fabregas, right? Like they were rather and they exemplified two different types of captains, but at the end of the day, they both led by example. Odegaard doesn't even lead, let alone take an example for other players to look up to. So I guess so it's not just that aspect, but then the other aspect, I also can't think of. Rather, there are only three other attacking midfielders that I can think of that are worse than Odegaard. One of them is Fabio. The other two were youth products, Fran Merida and Thomas Icefield. I can't think of any other attacking midfielders that are worse than them either. So I wanted to ask, from your perspective, like watching the club for this long, like can you think of another captain or attacking midfielder like on par or worse?
Before you answer that, Matty, I know you do want to go, bruv. Big up, man.
I'm just exhausted, bro.
That's why I wanted to make sure that you out, Matty.
Matty, I'll see you. I probably won't see you till Monday now.
Yeah. Brothers, we'll see you all. Look here, man. Guard of honor. I want y'all to watch the players. Look at players' faces when the guard of honor come out. Oh no.
Yeah. We'll do, man. Big up.
All right, cheers.
Big up, Matty.
Big up, Matty.
Big up, man.
Now, getting back to your point, Odegaard is probably, as a captain, probably the most uninfluential captain I've seen in years. I mean, I saw Frank McClintock captain the team. I've seen some brilliant captains, Patrick Vieira, say no more, and the great Tony Adams and everyone else. I've never seen a captain so uninspiring.
That's polite, though, isn't it? That's a polite version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be kind of, how can I say, when you have a captain on the field of play, you have a captain that is meant to be the voice of the manager. He's meant to be the manager's kind of, But then there comes a point when you say, no, fuck the manager, I'm taking control here. And they're pulling players to one side and they're in their faces and they're, Tony Adams was often in the changing rooms. Wenger used to just sit there in silence and Adams done all the motivation skills. Vieira was the same. This guy, he's just a good little boy, isn't he? He just sits in the corner, follows instructions, does what he's told. And if you listen to when he talks in his post-match press conferences, it's like if you close your eyes and ignore the sort of tone of the language, it's like listening to Arteta. It's no different.
Yeah, teacher's pet.
He basically emulates what Arteta's saying. That's not a captain. A captain is someone that not just leads by examples. The captain don't even have to necessarily be the best player. There's goalkeepers that are captains. It's how they project their self and their voice and what they do and how they stand up and look at Roy Keane at Man United. Leaders. But the modern day football, unfortunately, haven't got leaders. It's not about leaders nowadays. You haven't got that nowadays. They just go and toss a coin to see what end they're going to kick off at. But no, Odegaard is probably the worst. I mean, we have had some horrendous attacking midfielders. I wouldn't say he's probably the worst attacking midfielder I've seen, but he's definitely the most uninfluential captain I've seen. Yeah, I can't think of another one. Gallas might come close as a captain.
Yeah, he was a pain.
Cess was a brilliant captain because he spoke and he was in a very young team, but he led by example. I mean, that what he done with a ball and how he played football was just incredible. Levels.
Absolute joke. Absolute joke of a footballer.
Levels. And Patrick Vieira, I mean, look at him as a captain, you know. It was just his presence. I mean, that's another thing. When you look at captains, me being old school, looking at a captain, you have to have a presence.
Mm-hmm.
They're normally the person that you would go, "Oh, I ain't fucking messing around with you, mate," in a dark alley. You know, they've got that air, they've got that aura around them. Like Tony Adams was a big, strong presence. Patrick Vieira, you lined up against him in the tunnel, and you know, if you was next to him and you had to mark him, you'd be looking at him and you'd be going, "Yo, fucking, I've got to sort you out for 90 minutes."
One-man midfield as well. There's not many one-man midfielders.
You look at Odegaard in the tunnel. You look at that presence on the field,
right?
And you're thinking, "Yeah, you don't scare me. You don't scare me." You know, and that's another element. That's another kind of personality you have to have as a captain. You have to have a presence. You have to have an aura around you. You have to. And because players have to see that you mean business. No one fucks with Tony Adams. If Tony Adams says, "Come here," you went there. Vieira was the same. Absolutely. Roy Keane's the same. All these great captains, they have that ability to kind of scare you, basically. Odegaard doesn't have that. No one's scared of Odegaard.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, unfortunately. But then, again, I've always said this. I don't blame Odegaard for being the captain. It's not Odegaard's fault he's the captain. It's the manager that makes him captain. The manager's got two. The manager can make Gabriel captain. Gabriel's got presence. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He commands. He shouts. He's vocal. Yeah. He could easily make Gabriel the captain, but he's made Odegaard the captain. Why? Because he's a carbon copy of him.
Yeah,
he ain't going to get.
He's a reflection, isn't he, D?
He's a reflection.
Yeah.
He looks in the mirror. He sees himself.
Yeah,
he ain't going to get.
Fanbase of a reflection of him and all that.
Yeah, he ain't going to get no problem with Odegaard in the dressing room. Right. He ain't going to stand up to it. He ain't going to stand up to the manager. He ain't going to turn around to the manager and go, "Boss, hang on a minute. Whoa. Why are we throwing long? Why we got Thomas doing long throws out here? Come on, brother. What's going on?"
Phase 5 and that.
Yeah. Why have we got Raya suddenly pumping it 40, 30 yards down the pitch when we've got no fucker that can head the ball up front? Come on, man. What's going on?
We're going to play like that and our best cross from the ball, guaranteeing he don't get a minute.
Man like Tony Adams would have called it out. Guarantee it.
Guaranteeing he can do the long throw thing as well.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Odegaard's just going to sit there and he's going to say, "Right, Martin, what we're going to do, I want Thomas to throw the ball as far as he can into the box, Stoke City style." And Odegaard's going to sit there and go, okay, boss. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a captain. That's not a captain. That's not the captain we need at this football club. But a lot of Arsenal fans would turn around and say to you, "Yeah, but he's our best player." And why does that make him a captain?
Which is also not even true. But yeah, great point. Yeah,
you know what I mean, my friend. So you know that's I've answered your question the best I can.
No, I think that's spot on. And I do appreciate your perspective, just because it's far more vast and historic than mine.
Yeah, Frank McClintock back in the 70s team was a phenomenal captain, absolute phenomenal. Yeah,
was he the captain during the 71 double? Or
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, good defender, really good player. Yeah.
No, facts.
Yeah,
Steve,
yeah.
what I'm going to probably just take a couple of questions from the chat that I've starred. just very quickly. I know you'll want to shoot. Do you want to shout your thing out, mate, and what you got coming up?
Well, I've got a chat.
I don't want to keep you. That's why. Do you know what I mean?
No, well, I haven't got a lot over the weekend. I try and keep a lot of my weekends pretty free to catch up on work stuff and bits and pieces and family, like going to see family and stuff. But Monday I'm on with Lee doing the usual Rat Army show.
Yeah.
Probably do some emergency meetings. I've got Deluded on Wednesday. Jez History Channel, my man Aaron on a Monday. Always, that's going to be quality. That we might be dressing up a few people this week. Have a bit of,
we will be.
Yeah, watch out.
Lee Gunners getting some. Mate, as well. I'll have to send it to tomorrow.
We'll have a little bit of fun Monday night to take us away from all this mess. What else have I got? Yeah, and I'm still working on my own channel that'll be being launched. God knows how it's going to go, guys. I'm not very techie. I'm really not techie. It might only just be a good chat, reading some comments, having a little chat, little questions, and all that kind of stuff. But it'll be good, man. It'll be summing up the season and stuff like that. So it'll all be good. It'll all be open and honest, and so that's it, man. But
typical
big
DJB fashion. Now, big up, man. I'm just gonna fly through some of these, and I've obviously, like you, DJB, I'll let you go now. I don't want to keep you this late. You got thing in the morning and that. So
that's all right, man.
Yeah, man. Well, look, I said, you stay if you want. I was just thinking of you. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna fly through some of these.
What have you got? What you got?
I'm gonna one for each panelist, and then we'll go. So
go on, man.
One first. The question is, to the panel, do you think the women reaching the Champions League final was hurting Arteta's pride and ego? That's from Vigilante. Big up to you, Vigilante. Whoever wants to take that one, we'll do one each.
No, just very simple. No, he don't give a shit about nothing or nobody but himself. Look how he is treating these players. He is running them into the ground. That, to me, and everyone else on the panel, the world-class chat that we've got right now, Fat Boy Slim settings, we know how we do, right? That tells us all everything. You don't give a shit. Let's be real. Does anyone honestly believe he gives a shit about women's football? Or where Arsenal ladies are, Champions League final. They might win it, they might not. Barca are the favourites because Barca women are.
He didn't even know he had a talent in He didn't even know he had a talent in Skelly. That's why he bought for 5 left backs.
And Skelly ain't even an out left back.
How does he know about women's football when he don't even know the players in his own youth development?
Yeah,
and also the fact that he's also that he disrespected that female journalist when she was asking him the basic questions.
Yeah, because she was putting him in the corner unscripted.
That's Anita from CBS, and she's an Arsenal fan as well. Big up to her.
And he turned his back away from her at times when she was like looking at him face to face. He turned his back away from her for a few minutes, and then he went back to her face, and like. It's just he has no respect for nobody but himself.
He's a pig, man. This one I'm guessing is going to be for you because you're the only American left in the chat, my man. And it's by my OG Vic Lefia. Big up, brother. What is the perspective over there regarding how Kroenkes are running Arsenal?
Well, so I think there's 2 ways to answer this. So, as you know, there are certain websites online, like website communities, I would say. So, like, for example, Reddit is probably one of the biggest Arteta sexual hive minds I have ever encountered. And I mean, like, it is off. I mean, you know what? Here, great way to put it in perspective, right? There's Egal, like, again, great character, great personality, certainly diluted, but a nice guy nonetheless, right? These losers on Reddit, they make Egal look like a Rhodes Scholar. Swear down.
Yeah.
That in itself should be frightening, right? Yeah. So there's one aspect, but overall, unfortunately, like football is still a very small second tier sport in this country. There are pockets of Arsenal communities across the United States, but what I've noticed is that a lot of them are co-opted by the brand Arsenal America. So Arsenal America, they are basically the gatekeepers for access to the club, to tickets, to preseason, to merch, to what have you. Access to the club goes through Arsenal America. So ultimately, all the small US based Gooner community groups, they basically have to trod the Arteta sexual line, otherwise they get discommunicated, blackballed, etc.
Yeah.
So I actually have a local example of this. So I suppose I guess I've been banned by my local Discord chat, the Central Pennsylvania Gooners. Shout out to the 717, it's really sad. There's one person, absolute mutant. I mean mutant. His pronouns are Kai Havertz.
Oh no! Oh hell no!
His username.
Here we go. Go on, play it. That's the one, my friend.
Every
time. And his username is was Kid. You were the goat all along.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
It's crazy. And then there was this one, and so ultimately, after this past week, they were they were doing the whole big and after we had lost to PSG in the first leg, and say, oh no, we're still in this. We're going to go to Paris, have a baguette and a coffee on them. Thomas is back, etc. Yeah. I had so how I got banned. I actually dropped in that that Arteta sexual annual summer-long fish fry and humble pie festival invitation, and that's how I got banned. Absolute lemmings. So yes, ultimately it's pretty tapped here in the US, but so
yeah,
the arc of justice is long, but it does ring true.
Now for me, because I'm gonna bowl out after this question, guys, I just want to say before I answer it, big up everyone, thank you, all the chat, legendary, all the people that came on. I think it's the longest I've done this on I think it's the first time I've done this on a Friday. Is it, Aaron? Yeah, quality.
Yeah, I think so, bud.
Yeah, I think it is. No, it's quality. I've really enjoyed it, Aaron. Thank you very much for having me on. For me, he said Inzaghi. Yeah, I'd take Inzaghi, but do you know what? I'd like someone like Zidane, to be honest. Presence, won things.
Champions Leagues 3 in a row. Yeah, I mean,
he's got this air. He's got this arrogance around him. Another Frenchman. I would like someone like Zidane. I think Inzaghi, Simeone, and things like that. Yeah, great managers, but me personally, I wouldn't mind Zidane. That'd be my choice of manager.
Macy, who would be your choice of manager?
I mean,
big up DJB as well, bro.
Yeah, big up, guys. All the best. All the best.
Big up DJB.
Big up the chat. See you all soon. Stay safe, brothers. Bless you. I love you lots, man.
We'll do. You too.
What a geezer. Go on, Mace. Who would you have?
So I agree with DJB. I want Zidane, but I think for me, it has to be somebody who's old school, like someone with a lot of experience, like a person who's won trophies like every year and every time. So if I had to pick a manager, I would probably say I'll go for Simeone, because the fact of the matter is he's the only manager that has won the La Liga title and has basically took Atletico to proving to them that they could take on the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid for that title. So if anyone should be our manager, Diego Simeone.
Yeah, no, facts, man. Yeah, I'd have him. I think he'd be a fantastic fit. And obviously, last but not least, DJ Crane, you absolute legend, bruv. Big up to you, my man. Do you know what the E in Wile E. Coyote stands for? Igow. He loves the Arteta's acne rocket, man. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep,
Shout out
beep.
to PNW, baby.
Oh, that is fucking funny, man. Where DJ Crane's a legend, man. He's always in people's chats, man. He's everywhere. He's a funny fucker as well, man. Big up to you, and he's saying big ups on the 1K. You top geezer. Big up to you for always being in here, DJ Crane. Not to me, big up to you, and he's saying big up to the panel as well. We've got some more for the chair fund, Lloyd. Listen, man, it's generous, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Dr. Seymour Butts, I'm Dr. fucking arseache. Do you know what I mean? I've sat on this chair for literally. I went on Deluded Gooner stream at 6 o'clock and I haven't stopped. So that's like fucking nearly 9 hours solid of fucking stream, like literally no break. I went on Deluded, Lee's, and then this like instantaneously. Yeah,
that's that work rate, bro. That's that work rate.
Yeah, Lee work rate, man.
James Milner work rate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the James Milner of YouTube, isn't it? I'll take it. Well, DJ Crane, excellent, man, and everyone in the chat as well. World class chat, man. Always appreciate it. We got legends in the building as always, man. I will wrap up there, and because I'll be live in the morning again, 7:45 in 5 hours time. So, yeah, I'll be doing a little cheeky half-hour thing in the morning thing. It'll be morning show number 3. I think I just put 2 fingers up. Then I'll put 3 up and correct myself. Oh man, as well as and another legend, another legend. Big up.
It was over by Halloween. What a G, man! Big up Carl Walsh Gunner every time.
Big up Carl Walsh, man. What an absolute gent, man. Like I love sharing the panel, sharing the screen with all of the panelists, and I do love sharing the screen with Carl Walsh, man. It's a privilege to do it with everyone. Do you know what I mean? That's the best thing about this, man. Meeting people like my main man in Doc here in the building. Do you know what I mean? Funny fuckers like Macy, man. Real ones. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's spit the facts. Like my man Natster here. And then obviously Eruption, the legend of Eruptions. Do you know what I mean? The volcano. Yes, man. It is Carl Walsh, of course. Big up to you, Carl, man. Absolutely fantastic, man. Yeah, 3 hours and 36 minutes. I didn't know how long it was going to last for. But, you know, there we go. Stamina and all of that, man. Work rate and all that. And I will see people in 5 hours' time. On that note, Arteta out.
Arteta out.
Go.
Yeah.
Arteta sexuals out. Go. Arteta sexuals out. Arteta out. Carl Walsh Gunner in. DJ Crane in. World class chat in. Vigilante in. Arteta out. Big up, boys, man. Thank you very much.